Hi, it's Norman Kochenek here for Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochenek. That is the show Eyes on Cricket, as you can see there. My new jacket, another new jacket, hat there. We are going to preview, well, really, we'll go through a lot of the Super 12s, as it's now called, the qualifiers, the preliminaries, all of those warm-up matches, whatever you want to call it, are now over. The 12 teams are decided, 6 in each group, with the most recent additions being Sri Lanka and Bangladesh to Group 1. And, of course, in the case of Group 2, you have Namibia and Scotland. Interesting. So as we found out, Group 1 has now got England, West Indies that are both playing tonight, Australia and South Africa that are both playing each other tonight, and then Sri Lanka and Bangladesh that are playing each other, in fact, tomorrow. So really the Group 1 matches are all finishing in one straight run, 2 today and 1 tomorrow. So you have Australia playing South Africa in the first match, England playing West Indies in the next, and followed by Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh tomorrow. Then Group B, also Group 2 actually, that's actually called, will also have a match starting tomorrow evening, and that's a blockbuster of blockbusters. We're already aware of the implications of that match. We have the formidable India versus a very strong Pakistan, and that will follow in the match that will go beyond that point. So that'll be the double header from both today and tomorrow. They are effectively double headers with 4 matches occurring, 3 of them in Group 1 and the first of the Group 2 matches following the next day. So that's a very impressive start to it all. So in fact, I released some training vision of the Australian team today as well. You may have seen that. David Graveney is coming shortly to join us, which is good. I might release one more of those other videos in a minute. Make it public and set as a premiere. Doesn't seem to work public. Let's make it public. We'll give that a bit of a whirl now. And that's happening as we speak. So Australia, as you know, are playing South Africa in a matter of an hour and 26 minutes time. We're going to have a long discussion prior to that about those 2 teams, and certainly about the game that follows, England versus West Indies. I'll finish a biscuit. David Graveney was due to join us shortly. Steve Maven said he'd be joining us too. I just assumed that he was here, but he's not. That's all right. Give me a bit of a downtime to talk. Someone's saying, are you joining? Okay. So that's the impressive side of that as well. We have, of course, 2 very impressive teams in India and Pakistan tomorrow. That will be a huge start to Group 2. Just going to try and find the actual schedule there. So, as I said, Australia versus South Africa starting, which is going to be 9 p.m. my time, which is effectively some 3:30 India time. 3:30 India time, followed by England versus West Indies, which starts at 1 a.m. my time, which is effectively 7:30 p.m. Indian time. Tomorrow, Bangladesh play Sri Lanka, as I said. They have now been part of Group 1. So The games, by the way, we'll just let you know where they're being played. Australia and South Africa playing in Abu Dhabi. Dubai is where the Dubai's grounds will be used for tonight's match between England and West Indies. And then tomorrow's Sharjah for Bangladesh versus Sri Lanka. And then the same Dubai ground that will be used by England and West Indies tonight will be used tomorrow night by India and Pakistan. Then the next day we have the last 4 teams from Group 2 playing. Actually, no, we don't. It's interesting. Let's have a look here. Group 2. In fact, so 3 of Group 1's played, but 2 today and 1 tomorrow, and then followed by 1 of the Group 2's. Then on the next day, Afghanistan play Scotland, 2 more of Group 2. South Africa play the West Indies, which is actually a Group 1 match. Then Pakistan play New Zealand in a Group 2 match. So there's a team missing there. I don't know what's going on there because Bangladesh play England. So effectively, let me have a look what's going on. No, that's correct. That is correct. Pakistan play a double up, actually, which is interesting. Because then Scotland play Namibia. So it's not until Wednesday or Thursday, basically Wednesday, that Scotland play Namibia. And that's when Namibia will play their first game, which is very late in the series. So they'll actually not play all their games until then. But the 3 that are playing in Group 1 will play all together very quickly. So Manu John says South Africa will almost get crushed. Well, people are saying the opposite as well. So wait and see. Neil is saying your favourite for the World Cup. Now, in terms of favoritism, you'd have to, on paper, and that's what we've got to go by, we'd have to say that, by far and away, India are the favourites at this early stage, without a doubt. And you would have to say that would have to be the case. So there's no little doubt that that would be the case. I'm just trying to find. So David Graven is joining us, so don't worry. Abhishek Agrawal, hi, how are you? I'm just trying to find David. So see you at 1:30. That's effectively, no, that's not, no, that's, well, he's coming in for a later version of the match. So in fact, I actually said, oh no, 1:30 p.m. Oh no. It's actually 7:30 p.m. is not a 1:30 p.m. That's actually wrong. It's effectively 4 hours earlier, so it's actually 9:30. So yeah, I think I'm gonna let David. So Australia v. Who's Australia v? Of course, South Africa. So I'll have to come back and do another match. It's all right. We'll get it sorted out. I'll get it sorted out. Yes, well, it's quite an enormous event by a lot of Warner will be the key today. Well, I think you're putting too much pressure on Warner there. Are the team sheets out? The team sheets are not out yet. No, they won't be out for a little bit of time. When I get them out, guys, I'll let you know. I'm glad that I just picked that little mistake up. Let's have a look. There's no team sheets as such. You said not to spoil my jacket. Let's look for the Australia cricket media. Yeah, there was a media conference early this morning, my time, with Aaron Finch and some training shots, which I've actually uploaded, but nothing's come out with team sheets at this early stage. So tomorrow's game is huge. In my city, all the theatres tickets are sold. I can just imagine. Would be huge. For you to MB to say that Warner's the key today, I think Maxwell's the key, to be honest. I would like to rest Warner and try Smith as open instead. Well, that's not a bad idea. I think I would like to see Josh Inglis actually play an open. How's Ian V? There's Australia for there's in Australia for today's game. How's Ian V? Who you talk? Who's Ian V? I'm not sure who Ian V is. Can you tell me, MB, who Ian V is? Matthew Wade. Okay. Matthew Wade's batting role in this World Cup. Ranger. I'd really, honestly, Matthew Wade shouldn't be in the side, in my opinion. Josh Inglis is a better keeper. Matthew Wade's batting is very ordinary at the moment. He's got a dampener on the way he approaches the game. I wouldn't have him in the side, but he'll play. And I have Josh Inglis in there. So Matthew Wade's position is down the order. He won't open. Finch and Warner will open with, at this stage, Mitchell Marsh is going in first drop, which I'm not that convinced about. Then, of course, you have the likes of Steve Smith coming probably in a second drop with Maxwell to follow. And then you have people like Stoinis there as well, potentially Wade. And then you've got Agar. Then you've got Adam Zampa. Well, I'm not sure he'll bat that high, but he'll be there. It looks as though Hazelwood and Stark will get the Guernsey first. And Cummins could well miss out. And they may go up with Kane Richardson. So let's look. Transients there. They should play Josh at all costs, even if they drop Cummins. He is saying good form, but he had done well for CSK. Yeah. Josh Hazelwood, you're talking, not Inglis. Okay. I agree. Transit. So the team that I don't agree with at all, but I'll tell you who they probably will pick. They're going to have Warner and Aaron Finch opening. They'll have. They're going to try Mitch Marsh at 3. 4 will be, of course, Smith. 5 will be Maxwell. Maxwell should bet higher. 6 will be probably Wade. 7 will be Stoinis, or in that rough order. 8 will be Agar. 9 will be Adam Zampa. And 10 and 11 will be probably Hazelwood and Stark, with Cummins missing out, which is hard to imagine, but yeah, that's probably what the team will be. That's probably the likely 11 for Australia. For South Africa, oh my God, they've got so many people that know that I don't really know that well. We're going to Van der Hoosten's a player they're talking about. Bavuma, of course, is the captain. No Duplessis, no AB de Villiers, no Imran Tahrir. They'll have Shumsey in there as a good bowler. They'll have Rabada and Norgay, you would imagine, as well. Quentin de Kock. They'll have a few other players in there that been floating around. No Chris. What was Chris's name again? Chris, the bowler from. Someone tell me Chris Morris won't be there either. My favourites for the World Cup are India, England, and West Indies. I agree. Goodwin is looking very thick. No, not Miller, not Colin Miller. It's no Baram Arani. Hello, Baram Arani. No, it's not Miller. It's Morris, Chris Morris, not Miller. Wainwright, who is going to be playing as a finishing role for Australia? It's a great question. They kind of are looking at Stoinis in that role. Matthew Wade, I doubt. The likes of Maxwell, if he lasts that long, will also be there. Cummins should play instead of Stark. Abhishek Agarwal. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I can see the point of that selection. I think Stark can be quite wayward, actually, and can be quite easy to pluck for boundaries, especially if he bowls well. But he bowls accurately. Well, it's a different story, of course. Yeah, so unfortunately, David Graven, he thinks, is coming on at 1:30 p.m., which is actually 11:30 p.m. in my time. We'll just see whether he picks up on their phone call. But I'll have to ring David later. We'll probably have another. I'm going to sit through this match, actually. The Australia versus them. I'm going to basically be on live the whole match. So Cummins should play sort of Stark. I agree. Alexander Choi. Stoinis will probably bat at 6 for us. I think you're right. He has done a very good job for Delhi, and at 6, SR above, strike rate above 150 at 6, and an average of above 50. So Alexander Choi's right on the money there. Nice to meet you, Alexander Choi. I don't think we've met before. But yeah, there's a lot of merit in that discussion. A lot of merit. So if you guys are not subscribing, please go ahead and subscribe. I can see someone's just subscribed, which is great. It's very, very important for you to provide support to the show. Is Josh English be better finishing at number 7 compared to Wade? Definitely. In fact, English could leave it open. You could even consider a changed batting lineup. But yeah, I think Wade, if he doesn't perform early on, English is going to go straight in, and that'll be a huge long-term effort, because actually English is going to be the long-term first choice keeper for all formats. Certainly Test. After Payne goes, Josh English is in there. He's almost bashing the door down at the moment, and it's quite impressive indeed. English should be the team of the Wade period. I totally agree. Totally agree. Absolutely agree. But we're dealing with there's some political support there for Matthew Wade. Because it's Victoria or Tasmania, I don't quite get it. I find it abysmal. He's been sacked from the Test side. So is he and Trevor the Head. Matthew Wade and Travis Head have both been dropped from the Test squad. And I think from the Cricket Australia contract as well. So, Alexander Choi, you're bang on. English should be in the team over Wade, period. Wade is only good at opening the batting. He's not even good at that. English plays spin much better, and he's got a 360 game. On point, Alexander Choi, on point. Warner and Finch shouldn't be here, based on meritocracy. At the moment, Warner's on his last legs. Finch, captain, injured. We'll give him a go. This is their last dance, though. I'm very worried about them. Finch is naturally associated, and Warner has been awful. Totally agree. On these pitches, the power play is crucial. I don't know if watching the IPL extensively. Totally right. Totally agree. You cannot write off Australia in ICC tournaments. My favourites are India, Pakistan, West Indies, Australia. I agree with 3 of them. I don't agree with Australia. I think that you'll find that England will be in that bunch. Hi, Dom. Who are you? Look like a child now. I'm not looking like a child now. I'm regressing age-wise. No, look. I still maintain out of Group 1, with Group 1, of course, there is England, West Indies, Australia, South Africa, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. I'm still maintaining that England and West Indies will win that group. But with Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, who knows? Rich Saban, Banerjee, Norman, I'm here. Don't give me that. Why Wade is really good playing in Big Bash for Hobart Hurricanes and struggles internationally. He's just not a good player. He's full of himself. I've got no time for him. England and New Zealand are stronger than us on paper, although I would have brought to Grundholm and Finn Allen. True. When you say us, do you mean Australia? Alexander Choi, is that who you're talking about? Who are you talking about, Alexander Choi? The reality is that we really are, looking at the barrel of a very interesting tournament here. The Super 12s. Us being Australia, okay, Alexander, I agree with that. Teams are losing wickets in their power play, seem as important as well. That's true. Wade is an opener who isn't good against spin bowler in the middle. You're not going to replace Warner with Wade. I'll tell you now. That's a retrograde step. English has got to come in. Honestly, no fear. It cannot have that happening. It cannot have that happening. I'm telling you right now. And there's a lot to be said about that, in my opinion. There's just some further bowling. I'm going to just release some public images of. We may not publish that in that way. A few premieres going on, guys. We'll release them as we go. Okay, so Terence Aldred has joined us. How are you? Australia's problem is their number 3 batsman. They should start play Short or Travis Head, number 3, or Travis Head, forget. Short, he was certainly a player I would agree with. England overweighed, Norman overweighed. Yeah, English definitely overweighed, totally. Travis Head's not going to go to Terence Alder. Darcy Short would be a solution. We need a dasher at the top level, like Evan Lewis, Jason Roy, Prithvi Shaw, Rahul, given license, someone who strikes from ball one. Yeah, well, we haven't got Adam Gilchrist and Fraden around anymore, have we? Unfortunately. Can Warner bat in the middle order now and send someone like Josh Inglis to be an explosive? Well, Ranger Radar, I definitely would say that Inglis will eventually open the innings for Australia. Absolutely. Whether it's Warner that goes, we'll wait and see. Then Norman Vanu, the Papua New Guinea wicketkeeper, well, he's playing for Papua New Guinea. He can't play for Australia as well, can he? So, yeah. Or are you talking about me? All right. Poor David Gravely thinks we're starting in 4 hours' time, which, well, I will do. I will keep it going for him. So yes, it's one of those sessions we're going to really be wary of. Australia. This match is extremely crucial to both Australia and South Africa. Because to win this match is crucial, because if either of these teams lose, really it puts them on the back foot immediately in the competition, and you can't afford to lose matches because their group is so damn strong with Australia, South Africa, England, West Indies, even Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. The group's far too strong because South Africa lose, let's say, and then they play West Indies and they lose to West Indies. South Africa are gone almost immediately. You have to argue that. Australia, despite winning the first match, are going to struggle to keep going, I think. Although they are playing Sri Lanka on Thursday after Scotland and Namibia. Namibia's first match will be on Thursday. I think a bit of a waiting time before Namibia's. But they did pretty well. They knocked off Ireland, didn't they? Can't knock that. You cannot knock that at all. So, realistically, Australia versus South Africa, at this point, I'm going with Australia, although I'm not overly confident. So, okay. Gill might be free. Gill might be fit as Gilly. Okay. The best two openers in the country based on form are Inglis and Khawaja. I agree with that. Inglis did very well in the BBL and has other comps for years. Khawaja did amazingly in the PSL and these pictures. So, yes, Khawaja screaming from. He should be in the test side. If Bukowski's injury is maintained, he should be in the side. I like their style. Who are your bowlers for today's match? Well, it looks like they're going to go with Hazelwood and probably Stark with Zampa and Agar, the two others. And whether they put Kane Richardson's in there or not, I don't know. They won't be, and Cummins is the other one. It'll probably be Stark, Hazelwood, Zampa and Agar, and then the likes of Stoinis and Mitch Marsh will share the 5th and 6th positions in the bowling lineup. That's what will probably happen. Yeah. Uzi has captaincy experience as well as I would have started him over Finch. Tim David not going is an awful decision considering his ball striking against spin, and James Fortner wouldn't have been hit with him. Well, James Fortner's probably past it there, Alexander. And Tim David played for, who was it? Hong Kong or Singapore? Who did he play for? He played for someone else. I don't think he qualified. I don't think he can play for Australia. Alexander Choi. Agar worries me with the bat, and Jimmy can be a second death bowler. You're talking Jai Richardson. Who's Jimmy? Did well in the PSL and these wickets with his cutters and slow balls. Did a fine job batting. It's number 7-2. Jimmy, who you talking is Jimmy? What, Nisha? Who? Give me a bit more detail. I would say that, Agar is a bit of a worry. He's favoured at the moment. He's Terry Robertson. South Africa are favourites to beat Australia, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if that actually happens because on the bowling that they have with Rabada and Norgay and maybe Shamsi, the South African batting, Vanderhoosen, maybe de Kock, maybe, but that's not really, and Bavuma, they're not as strong as you might think. I mean, if they'd Faf to Plessis on the side and A.B. de Villiers, and Imran Tahir. Then I'd give them all the confidence. Ali Hasnain, hi Norman, toss will be a big factor as well. No doubt. Win the toss, you have to what? When you win the toss on these pitches, you have to bowl. Bat last. Well, this is practically a day game. The evening game, it may be a little bit different, but you need to bowl first. Pat Cummins will play because he's the vice captain of the team. Well, that's a good point. Very good point. But the way he's been talking, if that is the case, well, then Hazel has to be left out. Or Stark. It's going to be interesting. But it will be interesting to see who they do leave out. South Africa will suffer. If I'm being really honest with you, I think South Africa will suffer, but the bowling's pretty strong. Australia's been awful too, by the way. They got smacked by India. I know it was a warm-up game, but India smacked Australia. Gave it to us. So, Ritaban Banerjee says, Warner, Smith, Stoinis, Maxwell, my top four. Finch replaces Smith if Australia bats second. Interesting. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind putting Stoinis up early because he can really make. It's just 20 overs after all. Mitch Marsh, even though he's done okay, overrating his ability, I think. Jimmy is James Faulkner. Okay, you're calling James Faulkner. Okay, well, Jimmy, as in James Faulkner, is not even in the mix. I think he's barely playing. And due to his injury record, would have brought. Oh, Daniel Sam's gun as a reserve. He is the reserve. Jimmy Neesham bowling has declined due to an injury apart. Okay, Agami is a specialist bowler. Well, he bats too. But look, Daniel Sam's big tick from me from him. Local Ramrick boy as he is near me. I don't care if Faulkner is old. He has attributed some form in these services, attract me a lot. I'm just glad South Africa didn't bring Faf, AB, Chris Morrison to you. I totally agree. But I just don't know, Alexander, whether, in fact, Faulkner's even in the mix. No, Malan and George Linder, gentlemen, in the main squad to me could cost them too. Yeah, well, yeah, they're both in. South Africa have made some horrific mistakes, and that's who you're referring to here, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, Alexander Troy, where have you been? You're new to my channel. I haven't seen you before. Ranger. Everyone is noticing bad form of Warner and Ray, but don't you think Finch's form is a big concern as well? Well, Aaron Finch is a great captain. Look, not like an Owen Morgan. You've got to give him credit there with his captaincy. Aaron Finch, that is. Well liked in the dressing room. And his batting's pretty good. He has come back from a rather significant knee injury. Give him a break. Warner hasn't got any injury except for maybe a bit of mental disturbance, I think. Might be the only thing going there. Warner doesn't fire early. He's got to go. Trevor Bowles, coach of Sunrisers Hyderabad of England, Sri Lanka. Next coach for Australia, in my opinion. Jason Gillespie. Andrew McDonald, good backup. I don't know whether he's got the dressing room on his side, but I wouldn't necessarily. Alexander Troy, tell us about Jarman Milan and George Lind. I mean, I think of Darwin Milan when I think of the name Milan. They're both South Africans. But really, you're right. Faf, AB, Chris Morrison, Tahir. Madness. The IPL understood how good those players were. And one was in the grand final. One was playing for RCB. One was picked from Squillions by Robertson Rolls. And Tahir as well was also for Chennai Super Kings, wasn't he? In the support role. Faulkner has never been in the mix to our select, but he should have been. GPS played anyway. Yeah, look, Agar worries me too, but he's in favour. He's hugely in favour. The combination of him, I mean, the best spin bowler we've got for that format at this point. I just don't know Nathan Lyon, but I think he's still good, isn't he? But yeah, definitely Adam Zampa's got class written all over him. He's bowled very underrated, I would argue. Very, very underrated is Adam Zampa. Very, very underrated. So we seem to have a fair bit of movement going on. So I'm happy. I've been to get Steve Maven. I don't know about Steve Maven. He was supposed to be here. Chirag Patel, South Africa is going to lose. Politics has ruined South Africa. I would argue the same. And then your other question, you said, I was going to try. I think Lind is a mistake because he could be a sixth bowling option. South Africa at the moment is using Aiden Markram. I agree, as sixth bowler, and that he had 5 bowling innings internationally. Yeah, he's not very experienced, is he? Markram's not your choice out of desperation. South Africa, I don't know what's going on there. They've got a very poor understanding of how they're meant to be broken up, to be honest. I don't know what's going on there. Can't comment on that one. Certainly is very disturbing. Indeed. So we've got about another 50-odd minutes till the game, but we've got another 20-odd minutes till the toss, which we've told you all agree that to win the toss and to bowl is the way to go. This is a day match. Night dew may come into play, which will suit batting second as well. In fact, bowling first is the way to go. The day game's wicket will turn. That's right, Cigar. I agree with you. Australia and West Indies are my winners for today. Barams said West Indies will win. I tell you, the West Indies do win. It's really good for West Indies. Lindo and Maharaj would have been my pick. Jalan and Malan is a good opener for South Africa, not Dawood Malan. Well, Dawood Malan is obviously not playing for South Africa. He's playing for England. I know that. Well, it's going to be an action-packed match either way, but the Australian side, with some certainty, will be. I'll go through it again with you and see if you disagree. They're going to still go with Finch and Warner. They're going to put Mitchell Marsh at first. Pretty much the warm-up side, which got smacked by India. Mitchell Marsh will have Smith at 4, Maxwell at 5, Stoinis at 6. Then 7 will probably be Wade, and then 8 and 9 will be Agar, then Zampa. 10, 11 being a choice between Joss Hazlewood, Mitchell Stark, and Cummins. 2 of those 3 will be in the side. Richardson might be another possibility. Kane Richardson, that is. That's it. That's your 11. Because Mitch Marsh and Thomas will be the ones to bowl to support the 4 bowlers of Hazlewood, Stark, Zampa, and Agar. It's not going to really test India. That's that bowling, I can tell you. Agar can be a good option in the power plays, you think, in terms of bowling you're talking about. Yeah, he's been pretty solid. Right, Agar very highly, but as a specialist bowler, I don't view him as an all-rounder at all. Don't forget Alexander Choi, his first ever match for Australia, for England. I think that was at Trent Bridge, if I'm not wrong. And he got 98. What do you think about Group 1 teams compared to Group 2? Do you think Group 1 will have group ups as Group 2? No doubt. I mean, there's any possible. Group 2 is a bit more predictable. India will be 1, and I maintain that, well, Pakistan's number 2 there, with New Zealand and Afghanistan, and then of course Scotland and Namibia, who'll provide some stability there, but they won't be good enough. India and Pakistan are my 2, but the other side, on paper, you'd have to still say England, and I still think West Indies. The form they've shown recently was great. They beat Australia 4-1. The Australian team, even though they've got better players, won't get across the line. South Africa, I make them very poorly, and then Sri Lanka have played well in the matches they've just had. We haven't seen them against true tests. And then, of course, Bangladesh can provide anything there, can't they? So that's more of a mixed bag there with Group 1 for sure. Due to us playing the keeper at number 7, we can afford Hazlewood as one of the 2 quicks. Agar did well with his 98 in test, but his 20 batting metrics are poor internationally in the BBL. Well, they've got a higher regard from them than you and I have, I'll tell you that much. So I don't know whether that's really, the way that he's looked at, to be honest. All right, guys, we've already gone about half an hour into this. I'm expecting we're going to do the pre-show, but we're going to do a lot of live stuff too, and I'm going to drag it into the England West Indies component as well, which is 3 hours away. As per the draw, Pakistan to face India and New Zealand on 24th and 26th, respectively. It'll either go out with or will qualify with semis in the first 2 matches. I totally agree. They'll beat New Zealand, I think. They probably won't beat India. But if India lose the match, that'll throw the cat amongst the fingers. Look, India and Pakistan with an outside possibility of New Zealand. Afghanistan, admirable, but they won't do well. Namibia and Scotland will just be there. Yeah, so India, Group 2 have got a much easier group. Group 1 is throwing in both Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. And both Sri Lanka and Bangladesh should have actually won their groups, but Bangladesh didn't and Scotland did. I wonder whether that was deliberate. I really do. Because there's a storm brewing here in Australia. I saw some lightning. The reality is that, you can't. Bangladesh could throw more standards into the works with England, that's for sure. Let's see we've got a message here. I just saw a message come up. Steve Maven can't come. So Steve Maven is with family in Browning and Chapter at barbecue. Okay, people are all celebrating, of course, because we've had our freedom weekend too. Hello there. Hello, Norman. I still would love to know who your name is. Can we put a letter even against you? So here we have a really... again, the Australian team's pretty much decided. They've decided to have Mitch Marsh at first drop, and they're all glorifying him in the nets. But look, he got out first ball against India, and the nets don't mean nothing, do they? He played okay against both the West Indies and Bangladesh, more so West Indies. But look, let's look at some of these matches again. I'm just going to go through them again. Okay, Australia versus South Africa. I'm saying Australia. England versus West Indies. I'm saying England. Baram said West Indies. Followed by the next day, Bangladesh versus Sri Lanka, and they played that at Sharjah. I'm going to... I don't know why I'm saying it, but I'm saying Sri Lanka for that one. Then India versus Pakistan. Huge match. Probably the match of the year, at least. And don't forget, next year, the World Cup, T20 World Cup, next year, 2022, is in Australia, virtually a year from now. So India and Pakistan may get another chance then as well in Australia, which will be great. Then the next match is Afghanistan versus Scotland, which is interesting, but Afghanistan are good enough to really give them a bit of a slapping. Then South Africa versus the West Indies. We'll see how good South Africa are today before I judge that, but I would say the West Indies. Pakistan versus New Zealand. I'd say Pakistan. It's Sharjah. They're specials there. Bangladesh versus England. Scotland versus Namibia. Scotland. Australia versus Sri Lanka. It's in Dubai. Depends on the form of those two teams in their first matches, but toss of the coin, that one. Scotland looked the real deal, counting on them to set one and make the group interesting. Yeah. So you think England might not qualify because they are playing their two matches in Charlotte against Asian teams? Well, let's go back to the beginning. They're playing West Indies first, and then they're playing Bangladesh, which they should be able to beat. No, I think that England will do well against both those teams, to be honest. India, King Khan. My name is Rohi. Hello, how are you, Rohi? Have you subscribed, mate? Rohit. Okay. If you're joining new to the show, please just subscribe. Show evidence of some dedication, which would be most enjoyed. At this point, we have a pretty good viewership here. Okay. Rohit Sharma, Abhishek Agrawal says, India K King Kong. Okay. If Scotland qualifies before England, it will definitely speed up the referendum. Rooting for Scots now. Okay. That's not going to happen. Alexander Choi, Pakistan have a good side. Babar is class. Rizwan is the most informed batter this year. T20s. Fakar is in good form, and Shaheen Afridi is class. Imad Wazim is really good, and Ralph has real place. Harris Ralph, I know very, very well. He played with me here in Sydney for a while for my team, and he was electric. Ali Hasnain, India record against Pakistan and Sharjah is not great since the late 80s and 90s. Sharjah Cup. Interesting. I think that may be a very different time to now, though. I really can't see India losing that one. So going back to those games, so Australia plays Sri Lanka, then Bangladesh plays West Indies. You'd have to say West Indies. Afghanistan versus Pakistan, that's quite a match. Pakistan should win that. South Africa versus Sri Lanka, well, only recently those two teams played. And it was topsy-turvy. South Africa won, Sri Lanka won, so that'll be interesting. Australia versus England, a very important match for Australia. I think England's going to win that. Then Afghanistan, Namibia, Afghanistan. India, New Zealand, India. England, Sri Lanka, England. Bangladesh, South Africa. By that stage, those two teams will probably be well and truly out of it, so I don't really have a decision there, but I'd say maybe Bangladesh. Pakistan, Namibia, Pakistan will smash them. New Zealand versus Scotland, you would think New Zealand will win that one. Afghanistan, India, commendable match, but India should win it. Australia, Bangladesh, well, Bangladesh just smacked Australia, didn't they? So I'd say Bangladesh there. Okay. Is Cummins' batting roll down the order is going to be important as a finisher? It's if he's playing. Don't be so sure about what? About who? Sonny Bye, you have to come live tomorrow. Whole day tomorrow is... No, I agree. Don't worry. I'm going to be here live all day tomorrow. Oh, we'll be full on live. Don't worry. So, the West Indies play Sri Lanka. I would say that's West Indies. New Zealand versus Namibia, New Zealand. India versus Scotland. India, Australia versus West Indies. Very interesting yet again. But I would argue it will be a West Indies victory. They beat them back in West Indies, didn't they? England, South Africa, England. Afghanistan, New Zealand, New Zealand. Pakistan, Scotland, Pakistan, India, Namibia, India. So you see, Pakistan and India have got relatively good draws, pretty sound draws for them. They really are going to find it hard to. It's going to probably be India and Pakistan in Group 2, with England and West Indies in Group 1. That's now firming in my mind. Australia, I'm sorry, unless they play out of that, everything clicks and everybody does well. They may have a chance, but I can't see that. There's lightning in the background here in Sydney. Been a beautiful day, though. You know, bye means, why don't you read the other part? Bye means nice day, but the other is Mauka Day, which is Opportunity Day. I get that song. Don't you think Steve Smith should be replaced by Josh Inglis because the Smith strike rate is 20? Well, Josh Inglis should be in the side. There's no doubt about it. Whether he replaces Steve Smith is kind of a backbone at the moment. When Virat Kohli is your weakest batter when it comes to recent form 220s, you know you're not a bad side. Exactly. Ishan Kishan, Rahul, Rohit Sharma. Oh my, Bye means brother. I know Bye means brother. I know something. My channel in Sri Lanka is like, mate. Yeah, look, guys, it's going to be an amazing effort all round. You'd have to think. I'm waiting on some updated. So why Pakistan instead of New Zealand? Can care to explain? Well, this is Pakistan's home turf. They've been playing more in Sharjah and Dubai and Abu Dhabi than they have in even in their own Islamabad or their Lahore. They haven't played there for a long time. They played there more often. They know the grounds really, really well, and they've got a good formed team. That's why. And New Zealand, just despite having some IPL representatives, they haven't quite got it. They haven't got Ross Taylor, for example. Kane Williamson's not even 100% fit. A couple of players were in form, but it's in the UAE, and New Zealand's not good in the UAE. Shout out to Namibia for qualifying to the Super 12 as well. That's a huge thing. It's huge. Great effort. They won't go any further, but that's still a great effort. Everyone can resoundingly. And Ireland would be very, very upset with Scotland going through and not Ireland. That's a bit of a slap. Surajala HJ, as per your opinion, which teams come to semis among the two groups? I've made it pretty clear. Early on, I said England, West Indies, and India were givens. England, West Indies on one, India on the other. West Indies form hasn't been great up until now, but it's too early to say that. And I was tossing up between Pakistan and New Zealand as the fourth spot, but I'm now saying Pakistan. Don 007, how are you? Do you think Wade isn't playing 11? Say he probably will be, but he better bloody will perform because Josh Inglis is waiting there big time. Are there Australia any good? I don't think. Well, look at the warm-up match. They got absolutely pummeled by India. Ireland, Netherlands were big disappointments. They certainly were. And Papua New Guinea, admirable. Oman, admirable. Certainly, both admirable. Big futures, actually. Why Josh Inglis recorded his first class in the Sunday games are very poor. Just wait and see, Angel Ranger. Just wait and see. The word, he's got the goods. Don't worry. All tickets sold out within an hour, and the ads we charged 15 to 20 lakhs of 10 seconds in Pakistan. Understandably so. It's a momentous game. It was in Australia many years ago. 2015 I went there in Adelaide. It was great. Alexander Shot, because first class is different to T20s. First class is 4-day cricket in Australia, and English A bats in the low middle order where he slogs it. Well, trust me, he's good. Do you think Afghanistan can make the semis? This is Tahir Rua. I hope you're subscribing. The reality is that Afghanistan has not been talked at by anyone. They were none for 100 after 10 overs against the West Indies. They have got something going on there that's very, very good. They could be a bit of a smoky here. If there's going to be a surprise in the tournament, Afghanistan may be the one to do it. And I like the way you mentioned it, Tahir Rua, because we haven't mentioned them enough. They certainly do have there are certainly some concerns there about around when Afghanistan play. They can bat, and they got a lot to prove internally. They're starting to rain here in Sydney after being so sunny all day. I talked yesterday at length about a number of the teams. In particular, Scotland's efforts, they did very well. Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Sri Lanka did well too, but Bangladesh were a bit not at the best. But we'll now see the true form. It's a Super 12 time. It's true form time. We've now got enough, so I think some 12 minutes before the start of this match. Is there any early discussions going on? Well, at this okay. Josh Hazlewood was good and economical for CSK, and I think that may have just pushed his way in. Am I still in contact with Vic? So I asked him to small video on your channel for the Miles match. He's not going to have time. I've already asked him. He'd love to, but he can't. Great guy. I'm not expecting him to do everything. That's true, Don. The Stark, Cummins and Hazel were the only ones really. They've just lost James Pattinson, haven't they? Can Afghans make the semis? Why not? If the batters and quicks click, then they can. Rashid and Mujib, one word, class. Best in the business. Okay. Afghanistan will get easy victory over Scotland and Namibia. You would think so. Which teams come to final according to you? The final, India, England, or if England, okay, England, it'll be India, England, or India, Pakistan. That's my idea. And West Indies are the smoky. Can Australia win the next T20 World Cup in Australia? Well, they're going to have a better chance there because of the conditions, but I still think no. Over the years, Sri Lanka absolutely pulverised the Netherlands. Do you really think the warm-up matches mean much? I think they do. India's performance against Australia were just not good enough. Govind Kumar, who will win today? Govind Kumar, who will win today in the first match? Very important. I'm going to lean towards Australia, but it wouldn't surprise me if South Africa win. In fact, both of them are just fair to middling in form. The South African team players, in terms of their bowling line, they're probably that little edge with Norgay and Rabada and even Shamsi. Australia are fair. Their batting with Marsh is very important. Not Marsh, sorry. Maxwell is very, very important. And Stoinis, they're the two. Yeah, I'm thinking Australia slightly. Australia, I think England will beat West Indies. Dhoni looks fit and good. Hope he doesn't retire and play for last time. Yeah, let's Dhoni's presence is going to be extremely important to win it. So Josh Hazlewood's good, and he might be a good candidate compared to Pat Cummins, Cam Richardson, things there. It does look like Josh Hazlewood's just nudged himself in front, and bowl was Stark, with Zampa and Agar, with Stoinis and Marsh being the backups in the bowling department. And with that would be quite interesting. Tom Moody, I don't have much confidence in what he's saying. He did very badly for Sunrisers Hyderabad. I think it was certainly his problem. They went so badly. Not Bales. Shamsi, very significant. So would have Tahir, would have also been very significant. And we've got some 8 minutes before the toss, guys. And again, either side that wins the toss has to elect to bowl. Nor Jay a fast bowler in this match. Yes. Shrujan Harshay, yes, he will be. What is the reason for cricket being not done mostly by money? Australia, India, money. England, money. New Zealand, to a lesser extent, but money. That's probably the reason. Resources, television coverage. I think that was the second time Sri Lanka pulverised. Yeah, it is. Don Double is not that. Mike Stigeti will be a good bowler for Australia in the future if he plays for. He's steady. Ness is steady, but I'm not in raptures about them, to be honest. Long way from it. Jai Richardson probably is the one that can take the mantle on, depending on how he goes. Riley Meredith is just too raw. This young Nathan Ellis looked solid, but he got up to a hat trick, didn't he? It's a bit early to say how he'll go. So we've got some 7 minutes before the toss. Very, very crucial toss. In what is the first real match of the Super 12. The other matches have only counted to get them in here, and the slots are being filled. We'll go through it one more time for the groups. We have Group 1, England, West Indies, Australia, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. Okay, so again, England, West Indies, I think they'll finish in that manner. Australia, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. Group 2 has India, Pakistan. Then you have New Zealand, Afghanistan, and then Scotland and Namibia. There's distinctly 3 teams out of the 6 that probably are not really going to go through. And it's India, Pakistan, New Zealand will fight out the top 2 spots, with India prevailing as number 1, which means that India will then play the second position of Group 1. That would probably be the West Indies. And then you'll have, so Australia, India versus West Indies in one semi-final. And then the other semi-final will be probably England versus probably Pakistan. So very interesting semi-finals indeed, leading to a final between India and someone else. That's my thoughts. And I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Well, who knows really, but that's what I was saying. Govind Kumar thinks Warner Rock. I'll tell you what, can cricket dominate the way soccer does in the world at some point in time? It's already doing that. It's the second most popular sport in the world, behind soccer. USA, second biggest audience, behind India. Says a lot. Bangladesh and Sri Lanka are in trouble. They got into a tough group. Group 2 is comparatively easier. Actually, I disagree with you, Don, because I think Group 1's more of a chance where they can beat sides. Group 2 with India and Pakistan, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka would not have beaten India or Pakistan. And those 2 would then have made. But in the other group, they're the only true subcontinent teams there. Each team at least need 4 wins and a good net run rate to qualify. Yeah, pretty much right. If you look through it, India's 4 wins are clear. England's 4 wins, I think, are clear. West Indies. Read comment. I did read your comment. Have you seen Virat's Instagram last post? No. Okay, Pakistan announced the playing 11 already. Okay, that's a bit disturbing. don't think it matters that much, really, but you'd have to think that's not really a problem. Anyway, we're only, 4 minutes from the supposed first real toss. A weak batting light side, I agree. No, I didn't see Sonny. What is the Bangladesh and Sri Lanka are in trouble? I told that each team would we can't check out their Instagram. Like, Sonny, well, tell me about it, please. Tell me about it. Okay, we're 3 minutes from the toss, guys. Quite exciting. But I do think we're watching two teams playing now that won't even make it. The next two teams this evening will. $72 and $76. So I've got 3 training videos of Australia that I've put out too, guys. Do you think this is the last time David Malay will play for England in T20 if he's able to perform? His weakness against spin is obvious. I think he's the number 1 player in the world. He wouldn't be that for no reason. 15 runs required at the last over at some stage for Australia. Who do you think can finish except for Maxwell? Stoinis. I would argue. Yeah. Josh Inglis will he could too. Stoinis will probably be the one to get that responsibility. He can do it. He shouldn't bat first strike. Well, we've got 2 minutes to go, guys, before the toss hits. We'll wait and see what happens there. They're up promoting his brand. Why bother? Why not? It makes him. This is the time to do it. The most promotion. More would you do that? Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with the toss. The preciseness to it. Look, if you're going to have a toss, have it on time. Have it on time. That's what I say. You can have the toss, have it on time. And Namibia will be cockhoot that they made the last 12. What an amazing top 12 in the world. That's pretty big. Someone's saying Australia looks a dangerous side on paper. They look just the opposite if we consider their form. It's true. Warner's going through a lean patch. Finch isn't great either. Wade Marsh and Christian are on. I haven't mentioned Dane Christian too. He's another finisher if he's in the squad. I would put Dan Christian in front of, well, I'd even say Marsh. I'd have Moses Enriques in there as well, but yeah, and Daniel Sams. They're the people that I think have got that capability. Maxwell and Smith certainly. Mitchell Marsh is just not going to perform. No, they're not going to be dropping him. Josh Inglis has handed the cap. Okay, if Josh Inglis has been handed the cap, that means he's playing. Daniel Sams is certainly up there as well. So Josh Inglis has been handed the cap. Is that what you're saying? Well, that's interesting. So where did you see that Ranger? Are you watching the match and you're seeing that on Fox? Let me have a look if that's the case. Well, if Josh Inglis is getting the call, that's huge. Will he be replacing Wade or will he be replacing Warner? That's my question. And I'll tell you what, if he replaces Wade, I'm very, very happy. Very bold and very good decision. Whoever made that decision. There's a lot of things going. Okay, we're getting a lot of hoopla here with Brendan Julian here. ICC World Cup. He was in 1999. They're saying. High Cricket Legends. Yeah, I think I will be happy if Josh English, because we've got old funny old Mark Waugh, who's a very cranky puss, and Kerry O'Keefe. I like him a lot. Amazingly funny and very, very, very with it. Now, where is the truth? Thank you, Quick Legends. So, Ranger, Josh English is handed the cap. Are you telling the truth or not? Don't say that to me. Don't get me excited. I want to see that happen, but okay. Still nothing going on. Still no toss. There's 20 minutes gone. Why haven't they tossed? Why haven't they tossed? We need to get that toss happening. I'm very, very nervous. I mean, if Josh English has been picked, how about that? That'd be something special. So, Mark Waugh's looking particularly old. Steve Waugh's amazing. Steve Waugh's an amazingly nice bloke. Mark Waugh, I can't have the same opinion of it, I'm afraid. Oh, I just know Norm's rocking Oz colours. Well, at least the shirt is. Norman, what are your predictions for today's games? Epic YouTube. I would always have said Australia to win, but it could well go the other way. If it does, it'll really spell a big death knell to Australia very early on. But I think Australia will win. And on top of that, England will beat the West Indies. One other question apart from cricket. You believe in luck or hard work? Is both what percent? I would say hard work's 80%, luck's 20%. I had Cricket Legends had a high reputation of Darwin Milan as an awesome T20 batter, but for series against India, I guess he struggles to perform in Asia. I think just wait on. We're going to still see the best of him yet. Shams is going to be hard for Australia. He could well be a bit of a... Still no toss. You'd have to... Well, Cummins... Why haven't we got a toss? The game starts at 9, which is only 27 minutes away. Why haven't we got a toss? Bit perplexed there. Actually, I will check my thing for the team. Very good point. Hang on. Hang on. We have just received something, guys. I have the Australian side. You ready for it? I have the Australian side. The Australian side is as follows. Josh English is not there. Aaron Finch, Dave Warner, Mitch Marsh, Maxwell. Australia won the toss and it batted. Hang on. Australia won the toss and batted or win the toss and bowl? Hang on, I think you made a mistake there. So Australia won the toss and a bowling. So I think he may have made a mistake there. Okay, let's just go back to the sides here. So this is I've just received the sheet. That's the team sheet right there as we speak, okay? So Finch, Warner, Marsh, Maxwell, Smith, Stoinis, Wade's in. Pat Cummins is selected. Stark selected. Adam Zampa, Hazelwood. So Ashton Agar is 12th man. Ashton Agar is 12th man. So again, the side is Warner, Mitchell, Marsh, Maxwell, Smith, Stoinis, Wade, Cummins, Stark, Zampa, Hazelwood. 12th man is so Agar is 12th man. Kane Richardson, Josh English, Mitchell Swepson are the subs. Okay, so there you go. That's the Australian side. The South African side. So Australia won the toss and a bowling. So that's a very good toss to win. So the South African team is Temba Bavuma, Quentin de Kock, Bjorn Fortune, Reza Hendricks, Heinrich Klassen, Tapras Shamsi. They're all about number 11. I'll take that all back. Start again. Number 1 is Bavuma. 2 is Quentin Kock. 3 is Aiden Markram. 4 is Rassi van der Dusen. 5 is David Miller. 6 is Heinrich Klassen. David Miller's a good selection. 7 is Dwayne Pretorius. 8 is Rabada. 9 is Maharaj. 10 is Norjay. and 11 is Shamsi. Okay, so there are your teams, guys. We'll just have those. If you go to my YouTube site, you'll see those teams have been announced. So, big deal. Big deal. Big deal. Let's have a look here. So, as I said, would you like me to repeat them, guys? So, Ashton Agar and Axel Patel are pretty similar. What do you think? They probably are, but Agar's not playing. I don't know why they left out Agar against South Africa. I don't know. That's what they've done. Wade can't, but he shouldn't be there. You're right. Ashton Agar and Axel Patel. Sorry, I do not have confidence in Australia. They have gone for 3 seconds against South Africa. Yeah, that's a bit of a strange when they put there. I think Wade is just playing for wicket keeping, and it's not a good selection of the side. I have to agree. So there you've heard it from me first, guys. I've given you the lowdown. So we have an Australian side that's without Agar. I couldn't obviously decide between Australia won the toss and elected to bowl. Agar out. All 3. So that's a mistake. Stark, Cummins, and Hazelwood. So they've gone for what is basically their test performance. I'm just posting on my community page, guys. So there you go. That's the Agar didn't get a Guernsey. And geez, I'll tell you what, Wade better bloody will perform. I'll tell you now, Wade better perform because he's in some deep doo-doos if he doesn't perform. I'll tell you right now. Good decision to bowl first. Yes, I think it is a good decision to bowl first. Yes. No name, are you an Englishman? Yeah, call me correctly. It's either Wade or Payne, the ladder that leads up to his name, Payne the watch. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem for both of them, to be honest. Yeah, so the South African side, David Miller's a good inclusion, but they haven't got AB de Villiers, they haven't got bloody Tahir, they haven't got Chris Morris, they haven't got, it's just pretty awful, really. So Temba Bavuma says he admits being a bit nervous. It's a big privilege being captain. Yeah, well, I think it's probably a bit too good for his boots, to be honest. Looks like a very, really good wicket, and we don't see it changing. Aaron Finch has been left out. So, yep, as we predicted, as I've said to you, there's your choices. It's they got a picture of Warner and the like there. I don't know what that is. You'd have to think that Australia will still win, but they may have made it hard for themselves. They may have just made it hard for themselves. Your initial thoughts there, guys. I think they may have just made it hard for themselves. I think they may have just made it hard for themselves, Australia, by putting in the pace bowls. They're hoping to blast South Africa away. South Africa are not good against spin, are they, really? So I don't know what's going on there. Don't think Wade is going to help our lot, even though I agree. You defo feel like one. I don't recall the last time Payne was in a T20. He was never extension. No, well, that's not really relevant here. Colpack deal has hurt South Africa a lot. Absolutely. Tim Payne, let's not talk about Tim Payne. He's not here. RSA has won 9 out of 10 of last games. I wonder who were their opponents. Not good teams. There's a lot to be said for this whole performance, really. Justin is a good find for South Africa, and Markham is in some form as well. Rabada didn't perform well, I felt, but in the second leg, but he's still a great bowler. I don't see the bowling attack doing much damage. No, I don't agree. Players to watch out for: Maxi, Stoinis, Rasi, and Shamsi. Good selections up, Epic. I would agree with those. Absolutely. Totally agree. We've got some, a few minutes to wait until the set happens. The reactions about Agar being not put aside, and more importantly, Josh English. That's probably the ones that are the most, I don't know, concerning, but you'd have to wonder. It's going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting. How effective would be Shams in UAE? Very, very effective. Middles, overs is the key, right? Absolutely correct, Legends. You're totally right. Very, very much the case. So edit that out. You'd have to think that there's a lot to be said for this whole environment that we're in here. Yeah, look, South Africa have stuffed it a little bit with their selections, but Australia may well have stuffed it even more by putting in not them. They've gone for what they think an all-out pace attack. Really, Zampa's a good selection. He's clearly our best spin bowler, if I'm being honest. So ball by ball. I like that. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with these teams. There's a lot of Trish says, "Let's go, boys." The South Africans. There's a bit of an impression there of Trisha Shetty and Shubman Ismail obviously rooting for the South African side. So what's the pitch like? Pitch will be low scoring, Matt. Yes, it will be. It'll be low bouncing. It'll be low everything. How effective? Vuma is the best one. Australia need to get Markham Q to the distance itself. Yeah, not easy. The Shamsi can pull off a combination at 5 or under. If I would definitely change their game for SRA, I totally agree. Shamsi's underrated. I totally agree. He's rated not, which wouldn't call that underrated. True. I was not happy with how media portrayed Namibia win, saying Namibia brushed Namibia won with 8 balls suspended. That's a convincing defeat. Hi, Baram. Deserved their place. Yes, Baram is all excited because he actually 2 hours and 4 minutes now. One of our discussions picked Namibia, and he's proud of it. He should be. Excellent result. So, Australia bowling first, which is a pretty big advantage for Australia. It probably will see them win this match. By no means will they be overwhelming, convincing, but don't forget South Africa are pretty bloody ordinary. So, in terms of form, didn't look so confident. He was actually admitted to being nervous. Warner needs to fire. I'm rooting for him. Hard to see one of the great players in bad form. Yeah, fair enough. Imagine if one of the associate nations take home a cup. Is there any possibility about that happening? No. You know what? Is Afghanistan deemed to be an associate nation? That would be a bit of a boil over, wouldn't it? Aman Majuwar, how are you? No, impossible to happen quickly. Well, it is impossible, but Afghanistan. Wouldn't it be amazing if Afghanistan? It'd be amazing for cricket, I tell you. It'd be an amazing situation for cricket that happens. The most outside, as I said, Afghanistan might be the only chance. Are they deemed to be an associate? I don't know. Well, Australia have been bowling a lot in the field. They've been doing a lot. My qualities: Australia, West Indies, India, New Zealand. Australia, West Indies, India, New Zealand. Barham's qualifies. This will note this: Australia, West Indies, India, New Zealand. I agree with West Indies and India, but I think Pakistan and England will be able to. I called Culture overrated because when he plays, he looks good, but throws away his wicket a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's been some amazing innings he's played too. It'll be great adversity for modern day cricket. If what? If association nation wins. Yeah. All right. Done with the posting, guys. We're being a bit optimistic there, Cricket Legends and No Name. What was India's reputation heading into 83 World Cup? Anything, if it's possible, true. India was not expected to do that, nor was Sri Lanka in 96. 50 overs, mind you, but they weren't expected either. No, that's true. Very, very true. It's exciting. We all can get very excited at this stage of a tournament on what's going to happen. There's no doubt. And we need to just taper back a little bit on the enthusiasm for the association. They can do well. I'm not saying they can't do well. Game's only 11 minutes away from starting. A lot of buoyancy. Thank you, but I would really appreciate if you tell us your name. Yeah, same here, Cricket Legends. I appreciate. Then we're going to see some more upsets in the World Cup. Yes, Don 007. Yes, we certainly will. Yeah, I'd like to see a no name have a name. Or Troll, as someone called him Troll the other day. I'm rather like. Imagine if Afghanistan beats either India or Pakistan, will that be a boil over? Massive boil over. Massive, massive boil over. It'd be really, it could be quite a boil over. There's no doubt about that. Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, but Pakistan will lose to India, New Zealand, and Afghanistan. No, they won't. Pakistan will beat Afghanistan, and they will probably beat New Zealand too. In UAE, Bahrain, come on. Would you'd have to think so. Bahrain, you can come on during the match if you want. It's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Well, I mean, just adding a few things. Today's match decides the way the World Cup goes, at least with regards to Group 1. I would agree. Bahrain with hot takes. quick legends. Well, the Indians and you are showing its true colours, Baram. All right. Okay. I would agree with that too. Now, I'm going to go through the match, guys. Are you happy? Do you want me to go through? Tell me, everyone, do you want me to go through the match or not? Make comment. Trisha Shetty and Shunman Ismail are hoping for it. So they're only hoping for Australia getting through. They've got to start. They've got to win this match. They're going to miss. If they had de Villiers and to proceed with Imran Tahir and maybe Chris Morris, they might be in with a pretty big shape, but they haven't got that, they say. Let's be factual here. Yeah, so Abhishek Sharma, I want Pakistan to emerge as a worthy opponent. Recent India-Pakistan matches have been really one-sided behind the championship. I think it's going to be a lot closer than you think, guys. I'm pretty sure it will be. Be a lot closer than you think, guys. So we've got 7 minutes before play. Any comments, guys? So I'm going to leave it live. We're not going to go anywhere. We're going to watch and talk about it. It deserves it, doesn't it? You know, really, South Africa got some pretty formidable players there. Both Norjay and Rabada can't be knocked. Markham's not so bad. Van der Susan is in this. Fair bit of group hugging going on there. So let's go. Let's have a big game. With 5 minutes to go, we've got a big game happening here. You would have to think that Australia will be favourites, especially because they won the toss in their bowling. Big decision. I want Pakistan to emerge as a worthy backer. Key player for South Africa in today's game. Abhishek Sharma wants to know. We've never heard the end of the championship. Okay. South Africa. Bavuma's nervous, so I'm not going to rely on him at all. He's not even a really good. Yeah. Quinton de Kock, if he can get some form together, and the bowling of Norjay and Rabada with Shamsi. Probably the bowlers more than the batters are going to be the ones that are going to really tell a tale, I'd say. Yeah, need to study up on this. So, all right. I hope Wade actually justifies his selection. Otherwise, this is the last one seen much changes. I hope that's right. If he stuffs up, out. No second chances. I think South Africa will score around 175. Massive, epic, massive score. They get that there with a good chance of winning. Make my prediction with analysis on current form and situation. I don't go with past performance. Ew. If anything, the fate RSA lies within the hands of something that Maharaj mustn't forget as well. Is it even a 175 pitch? I don't think it is. I think 130 could well be enough. Time will tell. Exactly right. Let's look at the South African side, shall we? Bavuma's opening with De Kock. Then you got Markham at number 3 with Van der Dusen at 4. 5, you've got David Miller. Now, he's a pretty important player in form. 6 is Henrik Clarkson. Don't know enough about him. Then Dwayne Pretorius at 7. 8 is Rabada. 9 is Maharaj. 10 is Norgay. And 11 is Shamsi. Hard to really know, guys. Hard to really know. I hope you follow my posts there, and also I've got them on the little quick predictions as well. The game's about to start, guys. Okay. Very interesting development. So we've got 2 minutes before. RSA want to Wallace short? No. Apuv Rana, best of luck, Ashar. Thank you. This is prediction. But well, they've got Rabada, Norgay, and Pretorius also bowls, Maharaj and Shamsi. That's 5. David Miller, can he bowl? I think he can. Let's have a look here. Baram, with his insightful Confucius says top comment from the Philippines there. Cricket is a game of probabilities, or possibilities, or opportunities. A few words you could use there, Baram. So Mitchell Stark is there warming up. So Australia certainly believe their pace bowling is going to see them through, because 3 of their bowlers are pace, and they've got then Sampa as 4, and then it's Stoinis and Marsh as 5 and 6. So they've got 5 bowlers to bowl medium to fast. It's a day game, which is really a spinner's day, I would have thought. South Africans have put out black power on their knees there, I can see. Cricket's a game, that's it. Short and sweet. Okay. By probability a flip of a coin. I will beat Scotland. Australia will beat Scotland in the final. Oh my God, that's the least of my thoughts. It's going to be a thrill. Yes, it will be. India seeming invincible as now, but no real threat from that. What do you think? I agree, which is always dangerous. You don't want to have it too easy, do you? So here we have the first delivery here. We have with Quinton de Kock and Bavuma opening the batting. Captain, 2 former captain and current captain. Star Sports are making comments there as well, I can see. Here we go. Mitchell Stark coming into bowl to what looks like Bavuma. And Bavuma's off the mark immediately. So you said the South Africans are going to enjoy having balls coming on the bat. They're not being tested with spin at all. Confusing. Very confusing, actually, because it's very confusing. Australia could be in a bit of trouble here. Could be. Depending on how they bat, of course. The ball came in the bat, but still, Bavuma was nicely gone. He liked the ball coming on the bat. Tim Wilson-Davies in there putting pressure on themselves. They probably are. When is the best team? I predict they'll win the World Cup. But Tim Wilson-Davies are going to go close. She'll start looking pretty accurate. Not overwhelming pace though. Ball kept its line, and Bavuma doesn't look troubled. So yeah, India's been great contenders before and lost. We all know that, but you'd have to think it's in favour of them. I think of the side of the conditions as well. We'll wait and see. There's 4 runs from Bavuma's bat there very early on. He's just driven Mitchell Stark with the greatest of ease. Faf should have been picked. Absolutely. He would have loved it out there now. I concur West Indies as unpredictable as Pakistan. Yeah, I've got both West Indies and Pakistan in my final 4 with England and India. That's, to me, the top 4 right there. These 2 teams, Australia and England, Australia and South Africa, look good against themselves because they're playing in conditions that they think are like home, but when they play against true bowling spinners attacks, well, heaven help them. Well, Bavuma's just hit another ball, what looks like to the boundary as well. He's just hit 10 off the opening over. That's a pretty poor start to the World Cup. Mitchell Stark, the gun bowler, usually gets wickets in his first over. He's on song. It's just been for 10. Bavuma's had no problems at all. Made him look good. Hang on, which teams do you think are going to make the semis? I guess England, India, Pakistan, England, South Africa. No, I don't think South Africa will beat West Indies. One thing is certain: India is not going to win the World Cup. They'll qualify the semi. As always, will choke it under pressure. Let's not say that quite yet. Windies won't make it this time, I'm sure. Okay, Shubman, Singhal, let's see. Right. We haven't seen him play. Well, tonight we'll see them play against England, so we'll be able to judge what's going on. Well, South Africa just knocked 10 off the first over. That's about as good a start as they're going to want to get. And see, with Rabada and Norgay against Australia, the key will be Maharaj and Shamsi. Absolutely. Australia underdone only with 1 spinner and Zampa. 1 spinner. This is UAE, for God's sake. Slow and low. Not impressed with their selections, to be honest. Gut feeling, it'll be a fairy tale ending to Virat Kohli's stint, which means India will win over Sheikh Sharma, is what we're saying. So 11 off the first over. That's not a good start by any shadow of a doubt. Really, we're up for a... It's going to be interesting. Justin Langer looks a little bit worried, as he should be. I to see the batting coach there. I've forgotten his name, man. Played for Victoria, if I'm not wrong. So Glenn Maxwell's opening from the other end. That's probably... They're showing their hand there, aren't they? They've decided not to use Agar and promote Maxwell to a bowler. This could be a master stroke or not. Could be. Could be a master stroke. I'm not saying it is a master stroke. Could be. I can't answer that call. Oh, none for 11. De Kock looks a little bit tamer than Bavuma at this point in time. Russell Hassan says, so with a weak batting side. Well, not so far. Not so far. I got a good blowout. Yeah, batters didn't include Stark so far, yes. Pakistan has a grudge match. Pakistan revenge. Yeah, you can see that. batsmen get psychologically confidence against 3. Yeah, I would agree. Pakistan and antagonising every other team. England and Australia will be the teams the semis group A, I believe. No. Australia, no. Look at this start. Maxwell has just taken a wicket. Maxwell has just taken a wicket of Bavuma. A good ball that dipped in. Exactly. South Africa can't handle spinners. What the hell are you bowling with Stark, Hazelwood, and Cummins? Straight through him. Awful batting. Maxwell's going to do bat and ball, I tell you now. Abhishek Ponting is in contention next. I don't know where the Ponting is yet, but Trevor Bayliss, Jason Gillespie, and Drew McDonald probably are. Most of the power plays had a great first over, and he's got out to a shocker the second one. Can't handle spin. Yeah, well, it should happen with Maxwell and bloody Steve Smith, not Stark. Pretty ordinary. I don't know what he was on. It was a very straightforward delivery. Didn't do anything. Resdal Hassan, you think Stephen Smith will be captain? He won't be. Aaron Finch is a very good captain. Don't discount his captaincy. I'll tell you that now. Will we see more of Kohli bowl? I think we will, actually. I think Kohli will bowl more, actually. So is this Markram? No, actually, Rusty van der Dusen has gone in first drop ahead of Markram. Actually, everyone dependent. They would be dependable players. Maxwell. If anything Australia's going to do successfully, it's going to be Maxwell. Abhishek got no feet movement. Before he just lifted his weight and back. Exactly. Smith is average at T20. I agree. He wouldn't get into the T20. I would agree. Tim Wimpins is right. There was nothing spectacular at that delivery at all from Glenn Maxwell. Straight through. Didn't even think of Maxwell's bowling. Quinton Cox just pulled him back. Oh, just got close to the end. Interesting, isn't it? Fair enough. They put Maxwell and not Prager. Fair enough. Wade's an overrated player. Absolutely agree. Josh English will get a Guernsey towards the end of the series if Australia's got any hope. But I just lost the battery there. So I'll miss a bit of the match now. Let's see what's going on. Norman dress is cool, pretty young and handsome. Thank you. Okay, so we'll have a bit of a think tank here for a minute. So Wade's an overrated player. Totally agree. Alex Carey has played today. No, Alex Carey is not playing today. Well, maybe playing in Australia, I don't know, but not playing here. I'm a bit disappointed, but Bavuma looked really good after that first. He loves the pace. Clearly loves the pace. No doubt likes pace bowling. Okay, let's look at this discussion here. Finch is a brilliant captain. He and JL use clever psychological warfare before every match. JL's probably not that clever anymore, but Aaron Finch is. Is Maxwell the best player on the Australian side? Yes, you'd have to say so. Two for 16, South Africa. Oh my God. So Razi van Droosen has been caught. Wade bowled Hazelwood. That's not what we want to see. Hazelwood's come on taking wicket. It looks South Africa are capitulating pretty damn quickly here, despite having a great first over. And Josh Hazelwood and Maxwell, both RCB and CSK in form. Stark didn't play for anyone. Australia certainly. Pratiush JHA, how are you? My phone missed. I missed out on that wicket. Damn it. But they were paying Razi van der Dusen, and they were saying all these big things, and please get saw. Sumanth Shastri is not that easy. Not for a middle of the match. He's not really into the short form in terms of discussion. Maybe Test cricket will come on. Let's have a look here. Aidan Markham probably came in one wicket too late. And this is back to the start. We'll see where that wicket fell. We'll see a Razi down. I want to see Van der Zeus now. Patricia, yes, the match is live on. My phone just was dead. That's all. Have to say sensational form. Yeah, he wasn't kidding. Boomer wasn't kidding, was he? Yeah. Okay, so Glenn Maxwell, good choice. I mean, he's like an Ian Botham to Australia. Let's be honest. Maxwell could even be captain of the side, or at least vice captain. So yeah, back to the middle and off stump. I don't think CSK gets inside of the pads as he aims to work it away. So the first ball of Hazelwood's bowling in the third over, he took the wicket. First ball, third over. At least Bavuma could have faked some confidence it works, but I think he didn't lie. Elgo's good test batter, but his age is 34. Yeah, he's not in the mix. So Maxwell had a pretty competent first over. Then Hazelwood first ball. Not sure what's going with Maxwell's hair. He doesn't look like a T20 player, rather. Faf should have been. Yes, I agree. They could have made Rabada their captain and dropped Bavuma. Wow. So landmark, this is the 50th T20 I as captain for Finch, and needs one wicket to be 50 in T20 Is. Not too remarkable stats, really. Yeah, Coxley. How's the pandemic in Australia, Tim? Well, we are free here in Sydney. It's called Freedom Weekend Second, and we're able to go out and be free. With I think vaccination rates about 80%. We're going to be close to 90% within a few weeks. We're able to travel in November 1st overseas and come back without quarantining in New South Wales. Victoria's starting their way as well. They've got large numbers of getting COVID cases and a few deaths, but they've decided that their rate of vaccination is high, and that's what they're banking on. There it is, first ball. – Van der Dusen was Van der Dud, I'm afraid. Razi Van der Dusen, second ball. Fairly standard delivery. Charlie Ian rather excited about a mediocre South African side. And Joe Rogan are planning to invade Auslan to stop government from harassing people. Okay. So England, New Zealand players, a good person because they are good opportunities, young players. The Pakistan crew is no given space in play, like Malik. I don't know. Morgan Question Cock is in show. Okay. And we got some pretty pathetic looking audience participation going on there. So 2 for 18 off 3 for 3 batting it. Run rate of 5.14. Not to get too excited about that. Maxwell certainly has done the job. He got the wicket that they wanted early on. Haven't they? Well, it looks like Quentin de Kock's just the ball off Maxwell. Maxwell's not that good a bowler. Let's go. Wouldn't be a high scoring match. I don't think so. Punday politics in South Africa. Why Faf was he not there? And they're saying, no idea. Politics. Faf's 13 years old, and Graham Smith would said that there's no coordination between them and according to. Hard to really say what's going on, but South Africa should have picked Faf Triple C, and for that matter, they should have picked AB de Villiers. They're struggling at the moment, South Africa. With de Kock and Marker are there. Very happy to see Maxwell got a wicket. Yeah, Maxwell's a great player. Tim dived. Why not Australia? Yeah. Okay. Van der Dusen scored a metre of 100 against Pakistan in the practice match. Fat all the use that is now. Fat lot of use that is, I'm afraid. Another wicket. Is that what you're claiming? Is it Zoom Islam? So they've got Markram. I'm just David Miller's a bit of a concern. Klassen. Then you've got Petrois El Bowl. De Kock is just hit his stumps. That's what that out was all about. Playing with the Ten Nations come before personal. It was a very poor shot by de Kock. I don't know what he was doing. What was he doing? Hazelwood's proving the goods, though, I must say. Yeah, real enjoyment from India, Pakistan. He tried to play this weird sort of flip shot, and then the ball hit his pads and went back under his stumps. South Africa are very quickly imploding.
Hi, Norman. Good evening.
Hi, Bram. South Africa are imploding.
Yeah, but good start for Australia. So the World Cup camping is the
Australia but it's not really Australia playing well. It's more South Africa playing badly. Let's be honest. That was an awful shot from de Kock.
Sure. See, but you said the Maxwell wicket, the Bamua wicket was, I think, bad shot. But the Hazelwood, the way he got Dusen out, that was a really good ball. that was a good ball to get Dusan out.
Oh, I've got no doubt. They've just promoted Klassen up the order. I don't know anything about this guy. But that Quinton de Kock shot was awful.
But South Africa is not a bad team also, Norman. You can see like where they performed against Pakistan. Okay, yes, Dusan played very well. He was one big game changer. But overall, the team is also, it's not a bad team.
Yeah, but this is just... These are two teams, Baram, that are not going to make the semi-finals, I'm sorry. Even though Maxwell's talented, Australia, with this bowling attack against India, against who are they playing? Against England. England will smack them.
West Indies, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. See, Norman, this group is definitely going to be a tough group. No one team will dominate. But based on what I have looked at and things, I think the two teams that will come out will be Australia and West Indies. That's what I feel. No single.
Why not England? Why not England?
I feel that their peak has gone. That's my theory.
Oh no! You got Jason Roy, you got Bairstow, you've got Butler, you've got I don't know. I think they've got a pretty good side, and Owen Morgan knows how to win.
See, they will definitely screw up with one of the either Sri Lanka or Bangladesh, England.
England will beat South Africa, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. There's 3 wins. They're virtually through.
I doubt South Africa, they will beat them.
If England beat the West Indies tonight, England are going to go through because they're going to beat South Africa, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh, right? They're going to win enough matches. England are almost certain to go through, in my opinion.
Today's match, let me tell you, I'm telling you, West Indies will win.
Yeah, but I mean, Australia will struggle against Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. They're going to struggle. Bangladesh on these pitches will bowl well.
So this group will definitely be a tough group. It will be something decided on net run rates for sure. That's what I feel.
Why do people keep talking about this Tim David? He's never going to play for Australia. What is this?
He's a Singaporean nationality.
I know. He's not even considered an Australian potential player. Hazelwood has shocked me because clearly his days with CSK, as he said, he learnt a lot from bowling in the IPL on these pitches. His team made the final and won. Huge advantage.
Pat Cummins is not in the team or what?
He is.
He is, okay.
Agar's not.
Okay. And a wicket maiden for Hazelwood. In a power play, getting a wicket maiden is a big thing.
Yep. And he didn't bowl anything out of the ordinary. He just bowled good line and length. That's the difference. Okay. India will take to his length. Will walk down the wicket and get him on the full or on the half volley or rock back and pull. If you're playing traditional, if you're playing like a test match, he'll out-bowl you. All right?
Hazelwood, that was a great first-up ball that Hazelwood bowled to do.
We had a lot of new people tonight. Well, Tim Milton-Davies we've had before. We had a number of fellows that I haven't heard of before. Like, it's going way back now, but we had quite a few.
Deesan Islam, I think he's also new. Don 007. Lot of
he's been around before.
We have a lot of colourful names.
I told him I was trying to get Quinton de Kock and Dusan that they're going to win. I did look. Australia going to win because they're batting second. To be honest with you, Pat Cummins is on now, but they can't rely on these fast bowlers against teams like India and Pakistan and West Indies and even England.
That's next stage, Norman. That's step 2. Why are you thinking of India, Pakistan now? That's step 2.
Yeah.
But I have one question to you, Norman. Like, one thing I'm not liking, like these T20 World Cups are now like this year, again next year, then again. It's I feel it's losing its sheen. Like being a T20 World
I'm a
Champion.
bit confused with it. It's next year in Australia. Oh God, it's too soon.
And it's losing its. It doesn't make sense.
Your no name here, Droll wants you to say hello.
A shout out to what? Like what do I say? You should have
We
a
don't know
name
you.
that I should shout. Give me a name, I'll shout out.
South Africa had their best chance today against a fast bowling unit, and they've stuffed it. But look, we must be careful though. We haven't seen Norjay and Rabada, and they both played in the IPL, and both can be pretty awesome. And so can Shamsi, and so can Maharaj. So if Australia could, they might get them out for a reasonably low total, but they could fall apart too.
I have a strong feeling that South Africa and Sri Lanka or Bangladesh, no, but I'll say Sri Lanka only. South Africa and Sri Lanka will give an upset to England, and that's where England will not.
Well, Sri Lanka were in pretty good form in their matches, I must say.
So next year is the T20 World Cup, and 2023 is the ODI World Cup in India.
No. T20 World Cup in Australia, then the ODIs in England.
Oh, in England?
Pretty sure it's England.
The 2019 England. How can again you have the ODI World Cup in England?
I thought ODIs in England.
I think it's India, Norman. You can't have two consecutive World Cups in the same country.
There's going to be direct flights between Sydney and Delhi next month.
Like for this corona pandemic thing, or it's going to be permanent?
I'm assuming it's permanent. The ball that got Hazelwood got Vanderhusen was good. The shot that Quentin de Kock played was awful.
Yes, Zishan Islam said 2023 it's India, Norman.
Sorry?
2023 is India, the ODI World Cup.
Well, I'll be definitely going to that. No doubt. But there are too many World Cups. You get a bit stale. And the Women's World Cup is next February, March in New Zealand.
And plus IPL again will finish this year and start
with
IPL
94
auctions.
matches. Oh no!
New team, IPL auctions, 94 team. It will be an overdose of cricket. Like you'll say like enough. You'll say oh enough.
Oh my god!
I'm
happy. In 23, I'm going to be there for the entire World Cup. I'm going to go for the whole. I'm going to be there.
We'll have to change your channel's name, Norman, from Eyes on Cricket to Whole Body on Cricket.
I'm definitely going to be in India for the 2023 World Cup. 2022, I'll be in Australia, of course, because I'm here. I'm still thinking about next. I'm trying to find if I can get a flight November 1st. I might go into 5 days. 4 or 5 days, whatever it is.
I would suggest, Norman, it makes no sense going because what I understood that they are not allowing any kind of broadcast or to be done from within the grounds. It's saying that and outside the grounds also is not allowed. So you will go there, you'll watch a match, then you'll head out back to your hotel, then you'll do a
show. but it's still about being in the country with the matches. I rather like that.
Okay, but it won't make any, and by the time then you do the show, it will become too late. It won't make any sense. It's not making sense to actually go there because it's not giving any kind of advantage. I would say you think it over.
We'll see. Hello, Matthew Wade, Josh. What I'm upset about is Australia when they're going to try sneak in a camera, Norman. I'll try and sneak in. Excess of anything is bad.
They are very strict on that. Yeah? They said like you are allowed a camera, but if you take any kind of picture and show it on YouTube, that is immediately banned.
That's all right. But I still want to be able to be with the backdrop of the outside of the stadium. That'll be fantastic. Adam Zampa, good bowler, underrated. Don't you think? I've got some pretty good.
Maxwell's putting a new hairstyle. Your comments, Norman.
You haven't commented about my jacket. Do you like
jacket? Looks good.
I'm getting more. I'm going to send you a shirt, Bram. I've got a lot of things happening. It's just taking a bit longer. That's all. Because of COVID, I couldn't do. Take a drone with you with a button camera. England's hosting Rugby League World Cup after penalty is better. Okay. That was a good fielding effort there. Very good effort.
Trollface is saying first off block ICC and BCCI from YouTube, then upload. How do you block ICC and BCCI from YouTube?
Next up, okay. Pakistan media can because okay. Manu has shown interest in buying a team. Manu, why would they buy an IPL? Why would Manchester United buy? I don't like that.
They would be better off maybe buying a team in England. Or do they own a cricket team also? No.
Oh, I think that's a bad idea. They're successful enough for 14 years in India. Why would you want to change that? I don't think that's a good idea.
Rizal Hassan is asking me next IPL 10 team. I think the biggest probability what people are saying one is from Gujarat and others from Lucknow.
Klassen, I'm not saying Klassen bat. He's hit the ball very well just then. He's just pulled Zampa. I know nothing about Klassen. Do you know much about Klassen? I haven't seen him before. Played an aggressive. Let's not count this game as over yet. Don't count this game as over. Don't count this game as over. It's not over yet.
I'm not counting game as over.
And it's not. It's nothing necessarily over about this game. I'll tell you now.
Yeah, 140, 150 are very good scores on these pitches. Like if you have a good bowling attack, they are very defendable scores. Whatever. Why do you click these pics for?
I like to do that.
Good.
You know, action cameras. It creates a sort of a mood.
So game's over. Currently getting hot in Sydney. How's the weather?
What?
How's the weather in Sydney?
It's been very nice all day, but it actually started to rain just then.
Okay. Abhishek Sharma, games on only if South Africa posts 140. Yeah, 140 and above. I would say.
I think that we don't know until we see Australia bat, and if they implode, we don't know, do we? We can't say conclusively that this is a foregone conclusion just yet.
Suman is asking about why India, but they show it on BCCI.tv. See, BCCI is smart; it does not want YouTube to earn anything. So, if you go to BCCI.tv, they show the Ranji matches live over there.
The Ranji matches?
Yeah, they show them live over there on BCCI.tv.
Okay. On YouTube?
No, on the website bcci.tv. That's the name of the website itself.
Okay.
Tim Wilton Davis saying Manchester United owners use club's own money to buy the club. Surely illegal.
It's highly unlikely. Isn't it really? I mean, okay. So I find this game, if I'm being honest with you, very frustrating.
But South Africa now.
Hang on. You keep talking for a second. I'll be back.
Yeah. Just mute yourself. So South Africa are picking themselves up. We can see that for sure. When is IPL draft? You're asking the auction. I think that's in January. January 6th or 7th is the main mega auction. Fulham's owner has started a successful race, so I don't see what's wrong with it. Yeah. But for sure, any foreign team, like even Manchester United, if they want to buy an IPL team in India, they would definitely collaborate with some local companies. It would definitely not be a pure foreign kind of a ownership, for sure. So Sumant is welcoming me. Thank you, Sumant. Abhishek Agarwal, Manu going to team up with Bollywood couple Ranveer Singh and Deep to bid for the IPL team. Yeah, today. I heard today that Deepika Padukone was. I didn't knew that that was along with Manu. So let's see. A lot of people will troll Deepika Padukone for sure. If you all remember, recently there was this IPL match where Rajasthan Royals, sorry, not Rajasthan, Royal Challengers Bangalore, they scored 96, and people digged up a 10-year-old tweet and started trolling her.
So
When
India are falling. Sorry, South Africa are falling apart slowly but surely here, aren't they?
Yeah, one more wicket down.
It's very hard for us to get excited about this for Australia. And this is a good way to start.
Australia, South Africa will get above 120 from here. Looks like. Abhishek Agarwal, yes, I remember it.
But we can't really judge anything until Australia bat, can we really?
But the question also, Trollface, is that which team will they buy? Because if you see, Deepika Padukone is more as a more fan following, if I'm not wrong, from
Deepika
Karnataka.
Padukone, what's she got to do with it?
She's planning to buy an IPL team.
Is she?
Yeah.
How much money has she got?
They not just her, so she will team up with 3-4 more people, and she can be the face, right? Like how Preeti Zinta is over there, and so that's the situation. Behram sir, answer. Rizal Hassan, what question are you referring to?
What are you saying?
Mohammad Hafiz, Malik, average cricketers, but I never see they are no extraordinary playing. Yeah, I agree. See, they have been, I would say, consistency wise, they have been good cricketers. Yeah, but no extraordinary or over the top performance. But consistency wise, I would say that's what something is lacking a lot in the Pakistan team, which Hafiz Malik, because they don't get out or cheaply, or they have a sensible head in the or understand the game situation better. Those are good players over there.
Are you saying that? What are you saying? Are you saying that?
I'm answering questions on the chat.
Okay, but I mean, but hang on. Are you saying that? No, say that again. I didn't quite get that. What are you suggesting that?
No, the question was
Pakistan's not good enough. Pakistan are playing very well.
And the question was that Hafiz Malik, one more player I forgot. Yeah. They are like average players, not extraordinary. Like I would say Babar Azam or Virat Kohli, that kind of level, or Rohit Sharma.
No, they're not. But on any given day, we know that T20 cricket can be won and lost by a magnificent performance, right? Now,
you need one guy to perform very well, like what you saw in the South Africa versus Pakistan. That warm-up match was a classic example. Everything went aside. In the end, the last over, you needed 22 runs. Who would have said that South Africa would have won? And it was a question of one bowler, one batsman. That means the whole game before that really did not matter. It was a question of that last one over, Norman, which Hassan Ali bowled badly and Dusan played very well.
Answer this question. This is a good question. Mitchell Stark's bowling very poorly.
Dinesh Kerai, my opinion is them not picking up AB de Villiers was a very good thing, because AB de Villiers are retired. Once a person retires, getting him back is a very wrong precedence that you set. No matter how good that player is, look, he retired, he put in his put up his socks, or how can you say, removed his shirt, whatever you want to say. So getting him back, I think it's a completely wrong thing to do. It gives a very negative precedence. But not taking Faf du Plessis, and I would even say Chris Morris, yes, his IPL second part was very bad. but not having in the at least the major team Faf du Plessis and Chris Morris is
I mean,
is
look at the way
difficult
that
to understand how
look at the way
how,
Josh Hazlewood's playing now. Josh Hazlewood's playing very, very well today. He's taken 2 wickets, right? He is not a noted T20 player, but he played for CSK in a winning franchise. Imran Tahir didn't play, but he was in the winning franchise. Moeen Ali for England. You watch how he plays this World Cup. They're going to perform very, very well. And what I'm getting at there is that's significant in terms of exposure. I'm South Africa aren't batting well, but they've got Rabada and Norgay who had great experience, very significant. But they should have had Du Plessis because of his form of late. He scored what he scored, man of the match for Chennai in the final, wasn't
it? And let me tell you, the CSK players also have learned a lot from Dhoni also. Like let me tell you, like Dhoni or right now the Indian cricket is teaching the world cricket. Like previous, if you saw the 90s, the 2000s, people used to like dependent on England and South Africa and for coaching and understanding the game. But right now I think it's India that is developing the tactics, or and the game understanding is far better.
We've got a lot of viewers that have just joined us, by the way, too. We're doing quite a bit of viewing, and it's good to see because we're talking about the match and we're giving you inclination. Look, David Miller could still be significant. He's in now with Aiden Markham. Those 2 batters both played in the IPL, didn't they? I truly think the players that played in the IPL have got a distinct advantage. Would you agree?
Yes. And also because the IPL was in UAE.
Exactly. That's why Hazlewood's there. Cummins is looking a bit rusty. Stark's looking fairly ordinary. Glenn Maxwell's got this spark about him.
Hazlewood bowled well in West Indies also. Remember, Norman? He was bowling well there also.
Yeah.
During the Australia-West Indies
Mitchell
matches.
Marsh didn't play anything in terms of the IPL, and it showed. He got out for a duck in the warm-up match, and I'm predicting he won't do well again. Warner had a horrible IPL, so his form's just not there. So
okay.
It's really.
Dhoni make Hazlewood good in T20. Now Australia know very well where they can use it. Correct. I agree on that. Zeeson Isbar. What about African David Weiss? He was my key player. Like that was one of the main reason I was confident Namibia would win and qualify because of the team setup and the team makeup that I saw. Rezal Hassan, Venkatesh Iyer, Education MBA with Babar Azam Class 5. That's immaterial result. It's completely immaterial. In NBA,
now, I have a very good friend of mine, Delanjali Ranasinghe. She is the high jumper for Sri Lanka currently. She's just messaged me. She's going to join us in a minute.
It's amazing.
Incredible athlete.
Topping a pole vault or just normal high jump?
Normal high jump.
Okay.
She's number 1 in Sri Lanka.
Flisbury flop high jump.
I mean, I was a high jumper too, especially when there's a mouse underneath me. I tend to jump very high.
By looking at your body physique, Norman, you look like you are into synchronized diving a lot. Do you do synchronized diving by any chance?
Synchronized bombing? You mean like as in bomb, like boom?
Synchronized diving. It's a good sport.
Oh, I was a cricketer, a wicketkeeper batsman. I used to open the batting. I was a keeper as well. Could bowl a few wobbly little deliveries, but I was a rugby league player.
Troll face, I know that. Just trying to.
Baram, I think I'm gonna stay on this entire match. You can leave and come back if you want. David Gravely will come on for
10-15 minutes now, and then see you later on. The next match is more interesting. This match looks, I think, done and dusted. If you ask me.
Famous last words, Baram. Famous last words. Twists can happen. Australia might, Rabada and Norgay might bowl their bottoms off with Shamsi and Maharaj, and Australia might get beaten.
Agree, but for that they need at least 140, Norman. For that, 140 needs to happen.
Suck 30. Look at that, mate. talk about this.
We talked about it so much, Norman. Longest trophy, Pataudi Trophy, longest lasting over 10 months. We spoke about this 2 shows back.
But the fact is, it is interesting, and it's July 1st to July 5th. Next year, not at Old Trafford, but actually at Edgbaston.
This,
so that's where it will be.
That how money does not talk, it money sings.
Money sings. Money doesn't talk, money sings. Okay, I get that one.
Troll face, synchronized diving, more like rhythmic gymnastic.
Sack. You mean like that guy? What was his name? The guy that
Sack 30. You should.
Who was the guy that? Who was the guy that invaded the pitch?
Jarvo, right? Jarvo
he also invaded a high diving contest in the Olympics.
Yeah, he invades many things, even big shows, and I think that's his profession.
Well, he's probably making enough money from his IPL show, from his YouTube show. Who knows? So it wants to Russell Hunter wants to involve Andrew Simon.
Hit the bell button. So we talk very diverse topics on cricket and make sure no topic is left out. That you can be assured from Eyes on Cricket.
Yeah. Players playing too many dots. They have to at the moment. India should have agreed to this. Could have been a separate match, but not the continuation of the series. I agree with Abhishek Sharma. It's dumb. Because if you have Ben Stokes back and he plays a blinder and they lose, it's a 2-all draw. Doesn't make any sense.
Then they won't get that insurance money, right? That's the question.
Yeah. Oh, it's mega dumb.
That's why I say money does not talk, money sings.
Money plays any tune, put it that way. Yeah. Any tune you want. Thanks, guys, for subscribing. There's been a few subscribers join now. South Africa lost, Australia win. Rasul Hassan, you can't say that yet. You haven't seen Australia bat. What's this? What's this comment? Dinesh, problem with this Indian team only have 5 bowlers you can bowl, not like 2011 World Cup when Tenuka Sehwag, Raina, who could bowl if you make. No, I wouldn't be so damaging for India. I wouldn't discount.
That was a very key part of that World Cup win for India. Let me tell you, both on his batting and his bowling, he was a very, very key part. If I'm telling you, Yuvraj was not there in that World Cup 2011, I doubt India would have won. I doubt him. I would say positively India would not have won.
There's a lot of discussion about that event. I'll tell you, the India versus Sri Lanka, very intriguing. The byplay of that, to be honest.
The toss thing, right? Remember?
Well, the double toss, you mean?
Yeah.
Which was predicted by. So they're showing a replay of
back. Messages going on before, like even before the toss was about to happen, that there will be a double toss, and that actually happened, which was very surprising.
We're going to get at 11:30, which is another hour and a half away. I want you to be there for them, Baram, because we're going to have David Gravely on.
Okay.
England versus West Indies. Andrew Zampa, good bowler.
What time India? What India time?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. India time, okay.
11:30. Because it's currently now, what, 4:30, isn't it?
My time it's now 6:50.
It's 4:30 at the moment.
Okay. Result, my prediction
is there another wicket? Is there another wicket?
West Indies will win.
David Miller's still a bit of a threat. Zampa's bowling very well, isn't it?
Is the Sri Lankan high jumper joining? She'll join in 5 minutes.
Well, Delanjali, Ranasinger, if you're there, make yourself known, please. Make a comment. Google her, Delanjali Ranasinger. Beautiful lady.
Is she a player or she retired?
No, she's the current Sri Lankan #1 high jumper.
Okay.
Very talented. Now we've had okay. So Markram's on 20. Miller's on 8. They're 4 for 63 after 10 overs. Look, they can still get 130, 140. It's not out of the question. I can visit the Philippines.
Now the scoring rate goes very slow. If you see 10 to 15, and if they lose 1 or 2 wickets, then that again becomes difficult now. Don't expect more than 4 or 5 runs and over from here for at least up to the 15th over. And then it depends on how well they do with the last 5 overs. And this is the last logical batting remaining. I think who's coming next.
Yeah, they haven't got much depth, have they? But these two are pretty good, though.
That's what they need to last for the next.
So Tim Wilton Davies reckons that West Indies will win today, especially if England don't give Moen a chance. Moen Ali should be a certainty to play, shouldn't he? Wouldn't he be the first person selected?
Yeah, for sure.
How did first drop for CSK, for God's sake? And they won the series. I really rate Moen Ali.
From signing.
What?
Okay. Dinesh Kira, I am in London, India. Which city in India is London? Okay, I am in London, India. Use commas, Dinesh Kira, comma, full stops. I am in London. India would have won that test series because they trained last 3 days of the final test where it would have been played. Yes. And even the first test match, if you see, India was in a very, very good position to win. Though people say that the first test match was India.
I was meant to go out today. I was meant to go out with my new yellow jacket. I was meant to go out and talk to people on the streets of Sydney about the World Cup, who's going to win, other than Australia, why and why not. Yeah, and I think that I'll do that tomorrow.
Okay.
So we should at least stay live throughout the. I'm going to make it happen tomorrow's match. Baran, get ready. We're going to watch the match live, the whole thing. Okay? Are you ready for that?
Okay. Whole match. Let's see.
Why not? It's India versus Pakistan, for God's sake.
Yeah, but I want to say it. Relax, beer in hand, nuts in the other hand.
You want to scream and carry on and swear. Well, I'm going to be on. You can come on whenever you feel like it.
Okay, sure.
You'll probably disappear when Pakistan are winning, and you'll come on when India are winning. Is that right?
Okay, if you're saying I'll be on the whole match.
Look at this. This is a good point by Tim. Well, we had a guy earlier called Alexander Choi. He was really good. So, if Stokes and
how can Indian Test Series? How can they win that? But how did they can draw it at the max by winning? They cannot.
Yeah,
win.
They can't. But India should have won that series outright now. Should they really?
Could we? Maybe we can also do a Halloween special, Norman. I can wear a costume and come.
I'm trying to get some Pakistani people on too. Virat Kohli will bowl tomorrow, I bet, as did Maxwell today. Did you know that Maxwell and Kohli had some really good in-depth conversations? They get along really well, and they understand each other. And Maxwell and Kohli.
I think even what I understood, even before picking Maxwell in the auction, they had a word with him, and they decided that Maxwell would be better off there, and he did actually perform there.
I really hope that Maxwell and Kohli stay together in the IPL. They're a good combination. I hope that AB de Villiers, Kohli, and Maxwell stay together. Here's a question from Albi Gijo. Do you read that?
Do you think target in the definitely? But now they already have one. Shardul Thakur is a big. They can groom, and he can be an excellent all-rounder. I think he's almost there to be an excellent all-rounder.
Aidan Markram is playing well. So Tim Wilton Davies is sticking his neck out. He reckons Pakistan will play the West Indies. No. For that to happen, well, it's possible. It is possible. The West Indies will have to be second. Both teams have to be second in their lists or maybe first in their lists.
But
For that to happen.
I don't see Pakistan qualifying itself. That's still my opinion. I'll stand by it.
Let's see them play. See, South Africa are 4 for 74 now after 12 overs. It's not brilliant, but it's not as bad as it looked at one stage.
6, slightly above 6.
They could get 140, 150, possibly still. And if they get 140, 150, they're in with a big shot, you know. Because Australia, just except for a Maxwell, they're not really in good enough form.
Reza Hassan saying, Norman, what do you think about that? Ashwin not first, I think first choice. That's what he's saying. Do you think?
I think Ashwin is first choice. Ashwin took 2 wickets against Australia, and they're gunning for Ashwin to be the killer, and I think he can be. I think he's gonna really, he'll play a prominent role. I think.
Correct.
India and New Zealand, Afghanistan for Group 2. I think you need to include Pakistan in that.
I am with season. I said India and New Zealand. West Indies, Australia from this group, and
New Zealand. This is not their grounds. This is not their grounds. It's not England. It's not their grounds.
But you know, Norman, why I'm saying that, because Australia and New Zealand, these 2 teams, they have a very good formula on how to play in this multi-nation tournaments. I think they have. If you see the last performance over the last 5-10 years, you see how many times these teams have come into the semi-final and final stages.
Yeah, this is a good question about.
It's more. I'm telling you, it's more of a mental game. Cricket is it's 80% mental, 20% talent at this level, and that's where the difference comes in. I agree. I would not take Pandya in the team. I would prefer Shadur or him. And if you ask me, even I would, given the form, and given the stature of this tournament, I would even not have Virat Kohli in the team. Because having in the team actually screws up the whole balance. It's very difficult to put him there, and with the other players, it's just not like to make Virat Kohli sit. You have to really, the team gets imbalanced. If you know that day I was jotting down.
It's not going to happen. It's not going.
I know it's not going to happen, but that's a stark reality.
It's not going to happen. I mean, Owen Morgan should be dropped on form, but it's not going to happen.
And Morgan said that he himself would drop out if he sees that, and it's better for the team. Right. Those are all words. I know those are all words. Practically, they will never happen.
Varun Chakravarti is overrated. Well, little bit. Would you say?
Yeah, I would say. Agree.
Okay, so South Africa.
Everything perfect. Cricket also personal life. I don't understand what this is.
See, Josh Hazel has proven a really successful part of this bowling line. 4 for 75 off 12.4. He's virtually gone for singles all this over. But they're not changing the length. They've got to change his length. Then he poses the threat. So
okay, Norman. Then I'll take it.
All right. Join. We'll come back later. Okay.
Okay. Catch you later. Bye bye. Same link, right?
Yeah. I might. What do you reckon? Same link?
Up to you. Like.
I'll see how we go.
Okay. Bye bye.
Ciao. Russell, Bangladesh are not as bad a side as you think. Give them a chance, guys. They've got a bit of a way to go. So don't forget, if you're viewing this, view, like, and share. Subscribe. There's my YouTube channel there and here. And hit this notification button and go to my LinkedIn and my Instagram at Norm Koch. Be good to do that if you could. Very close to not. There's 3 grounds there that are nicely decked out. Yeah, it's been a pretty average effort by Pakistan. Sorry, Pakistan, South Africa. Oh, there was the first wicket when Bavuma bowled Maxwell neck and crop. Then Hazel bowled a very good ball and got the edge of Van der Hoosen, or whatever his name is. And then de Kock, I don't know what he was doing. Very poor shot. And the fourth wicket was a good catch by Smith off Cummins. Get Clussen out. I can visit New Zealand. Yeah, I can. I'm probably going to visit a lot of places. My England team today against West Indies: Butler, Roy, Ali, Bairstow, Livingston, Morgan, Wokes, Jordan, Mills, Wood, Rusher. Bloody good side. Bloody good side. Really. Rizwan certainly is the best batter for Pakistan, and so is Babar Azam as well. Looking very good, guys. They're showing Justin Langer a lot. He's relatively smug. Chris Rogers there, I think, near him as well. Divenuto, and they've also got Andrew, I think, McDonald. KL Rahul certainly has been brilliant. There's no doubt about that. Adam Zampa, impressive. Markham's held his own. He's on 29. Miller's on 14. South Africa 4 for 78 after 12.1, is it? I can't read it. 30.1. Well, they can still ink out a total of 140, 150. There's a big chance here. You can't take this any team lightly in this group. Who's gone? Oops. Andrews Zampa's just taken the week. That's what the gone was about. Taking Miller at LBW. Well, they're going to review it. Doesn't look good. Zampa's a very good bowler. Miller is certainly a loss if he gets out. DRS taken through. Yep. It's a good ball, actually. It looks like it was a straight ball. It's gone straight through. DSC seems to be sponsoring a lot of people. So I put up 3 training videos of the Australian players. It's worth having a look at, guys. A lot to be learned from that. There's no edge there. It looks like I think West Indies bowling's not weak. Brown has got a good cricket mind, you're right. Devanuta, Andrew McDonald, Chris Rogers, with Justin Langer. Let's have a look. He looks out. He does look out. Looks like he's going to be walking. Looks like he's out. Oh, clearly. Middle peg. Miller's out. South Africa and Australia. I don't think either know him at all, honestly. Pity about to have someone's going any update coaching? No, he's not coaching Russell. What kind of sitting arrangement is this? Looks like a graveyard. It does a bit. Harsh Gupta, you've joined us. You've been away for a while. Andrew Simons is not. Andrew McDonald, not Simons. Andrew McDonald is one potential coach, the assistant coach. The other is, of course, Jason Gillespie or Trevor Bayliss. Ponting, I don't think so. Okay, if Australia doesn't make what's in the final, India, I would love to see India versus Pakistan. It'd be exciting as hell. or India versus West Indies. That's my thoughts. Pretorius, I know very little about him. He's got a gun and more bat. Age is 32. It's not Dwayne Pretorius, but not young. He's been all rounder. So if South Africa can get 140, it's going to be a big ask. Good delivery from Sandberg. It was a very good delivery. Callum Ferguson's retired. Callum Ferguson is officially retired. Callum Ferguson is officially retired. Guys, if you're coming on to join, please make sure you view, like, and share, but also subscribe and hit the notification button. Because you're doing very well. You're giving me quite a few, which is great. But we're going to be here for the entire World Cup. And it'll be nice to have you on. Oh, hello. We've taken another look. Pretorius. Adam Zampa, great little bowler is out. Caught behind Pretorius. They're now 6 for 87. They're looking pretty poor now. That's not what they wanted. Pretorius is gone. Didn't last long at all. Played a very strange shot. Way too fully cutting. Cummins' wife's a cricketer. Well, I don't know whether she's playing much cricket. Maharaj's coming. He can bat. He can bat. He's not exactly a pulpit. I can relate to that, can I? Okay, well, let's wait and see. I'm only going to be convinced when I see Australia bat. Is that Graham Smith in the crowd? Looks like a pretty good version of him. Will I cover England versus West Indies? Absolutely. On the same link, guys. No, I'm the start at the beginning because Australia's playing. Keshav Maharaj. Markham's a pretty solid bet. Rowan has one daughter, correct. Maxi's still single. Maxi's engaged to an Indian girl. They're not married. They may be married. I'm not sure about that. Need 2 more subscribers to make 19,700. We're getting very close to the 20,000 mark, guys. 2 more subscribers. Who's out there that hasn't subscribed? Get 2 more people to subscribe. We've reached a bit of a milestone for me, guys. It's a good ground, this one. Oops. Oh, he's out. Oh, some typically awful South African. Australia stuffed up with the field, and then they still mucked up, and they got out. I thought maybe you can come to it. No, I think it's best to come now. Well, it's like, is it Maharaj is out? Yeah, Kasha Maharaj has been run out. South Africa are imploding a little bit now. So they ran there. They didn't run there. Kind of didn't run there. They ran back there. And then he ran. Then he's gone for the run. And then, oh my God, he fell over. Oh, what a disaster. We're going through who's can they make 100 is a question, a good question. Salam Bar Live, how are you? Have you subscribed? If you haven't subscribed out there in my viewer land, it's great if you could subscribe. Subscribing helps out greatly. Rabada's in at 9, there's 7 down. He can have a hit. I'm keen to see how Warner goes, actually. Rabada, great player. Huge oodles of potential. 7 for 83. Into the 15th over. Absolutely awful. Harsh Gupta, Baram's been on here for a good half an hour to an hour already. South Africa have just got the wrong side. Pure and simple. Pure and simple. Why do bowlers make bad captains? They just do. Inside 10 hours, we think so. Bethune is not a good captain. He's nervous. Rabada would not be happy with that being hit by Pat Cummins. I'd be very careful of Pat Cummins when he goes in the bat. He might cop a few. The training grounds are pretty good. They're not the only grounds. New Zealand have good grounds too. Irreverent. Well, that's a bit heavy. We're looking at 2 teams that will not make the semi-finals. That's simply the fact of it. I'm afraid. 2 teams that will not make the semi-final. It's as simple as that. South Africa are very ordinary and are making a show look good very temporarily. Fair few tourists there. Mark bounces the coach. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I watch a bit of this show before I see how this starts. I'm going to have a break, and I'm probably going to produce a new link for the India-West Indies match. How about that? For the first 6 overs of power play, they were 3 for 29. The 7th at 15th, they scored 4 for 54. So they really haven't done a great deal better. They're in the 16th to 20th over now. Markham's been steady on 31 though. If they can get anywhere up to 130, they're going to do okay. I really want to reach 20,000 subscribers by the end of this series. We're at 300 to get, guys. I want to search something. Iqbal's strike rate is okay. But Burvuma batting and captain, I don't believe it was a good decision at all. Are you underestimating Australia in these conditions? England, they're for sure, but what about second team? When these two aren't good, they showed that in West Indies can still do it. Oh, they've had experience in these grounds in the IPL. No, I wouldn't discount West Indies. They're gonna crescendo at the right point, if I'm being honest. Australia have never won a T20 World Cup. Never. West Indies won it beautifully last time. I think it was against Ben Stokes Bowl and what was his name? Always forget his name. The big guy. Tell me the name of the West Indies who scored all those runs again. Oh my God, I've forgotten his name. What was his name, guys? Tell me the name. So I'll talk about the person who actually tells me the name of the player who hit the winning sixes in the last World Cup off Ben Stokes. Who was it? The big guy. Oh my God, I've forgotten his name. Tell me. Come on, someone tell me the name of the West Indian player that scored the sixes in the last T20 World Cup off Ben Stokes. And Ian Bishop said, remember the name. So they've always been poor with the running runners, always. Is that Graham Smith? It looks like it. It must be. Bit chubbier version. Carlos Braithwaite, of course, as soon as Islam. Thank you. Should have been saying. I sort of remembered that. Carlos Braithwaite. What are these little corrals? Looks like if they're farming or something. Was that the social distancing? It's quite funny. I'm quite shocked at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, this corral there is. It's quite funny. Just going to take a shot at that guy that I've got you. Hang on. Let me just hang on 1 second. We're back. Oh yeah, we're back. Sorry, guys. Just went off and took a photograph. So, what a shot! Oh, that was a magnificent marker. I was hit the ball out of in these little prairies, I call them. Carlos Braithwaite and Ben Stokes, not part of this World Cup. Certainly not. Carlos Braithwaite, what a loss he is. Tomorrow I'm missing Sharjeel Khan. I'm not sure much about Sharjeel Khan. What's the story? That was a beautiful shot. Was that Markram? 96 metres. Very good shot there. That was not Mark. That was actually Pretorius. Was it Pretorius? No. Well, sorry. Was it Markram? It was Markram. Decent hit. Seven for 92 now. Look, they're not going to get a huge score, but they could still muster 130 with this guy on strike. A massive wide. Has to be a wide. Yeah, of course it is. 73, 172, 2759, and 459. The score prediction is 127. Now, cranked up to 140. It's still a score. Oh, let's wait until they got last 4 overs, 4.2 overs, 23 runs off 3 wickets. Not a good period for South Africa. Let's have a look here. Hazelwood and Zampa both bowled very well for Australia, no doubt. So we've got the live tomorrow with India and Pakistan. There's a game before that between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. We just need one more subscriber to make 19,700. It'd be great, guys. And there we have a shot by Rabala, which is a clobber. Stark is not bowling well at all. Yeah, we've got a contest here. Are they get 140? That's not another question. But so they go. You don't like the theme song of this World Cup? Okay, fair enough. Have we got one more subscriber out there to make me happy? Sure. Okay, you do that. Content, here we go. Adam Markham, he's done admirably. He's on 40. Very important runners. Rabada can have a go. He's not going to give up. I don't know why Rabada doesn't take a different length there. 17 overs gone. There's 3 overs left. Then 98. There's little boxes. It's quite funny. It's like they've been corralled. Thank you, Shubham Singer. What do I think of a helmet cam, Harsh Gupta? I don't like it. Thank you, Shubham Singer. I can see evidence of your efforts. It's much appreciated. I'm smiling. I think Dew will make a big difference bowling last, and the night games will be tricky. Yeah, but again, you bowl first, both day and night. So Islam the same. They're gone. So Stark got a wicket, did he? Is he bowling to Markram? And he's got a catch, is he? Yep, he's just taken the Maxi. Graham Smith wouldn't be happy, so they're quite bemused. 8 for 98. South Africa don't look good. Okay, it's over now. Just thank you, Shubham Singh. I saw that. Thank you very much. Maxwell's taken a very straightforward catch of Stark. I wouldn't necessarily. No, the mixture there. Who's coming now? Is it Norja? 8 for 98. Must be Norja because Shums his last bat. Very few spectators. They've got these little corrals they're using, which is a bit strange. Norgay, not known for his batting either, as far as I'm aware. Confident win for Aussies. Please play Ago in the next match. Okay, let's just wait. Abhishek Gargoyle. We haven't seen Australia bat yet. Although 98's are awful totally. Would think they should get it, but just hold your horses a little bit there. Yeah, some better well. England main players Rashid and Wood. Without these two, England won't win this. But they're pretty significant pairing, those two. Chris Wokes is a good player too, don't worry. No, I haven't done that. I'm going to do that tomorrow. Yes, but they made a mistake playing one too many pace bowls, haven't they? But they won the match, or they're winning the match. Stark can't lay claim to that wicket because that was just bad shot, really. Ramesh Raja, I never gave opportunity to someone, but PCB for working back. There's more to it than that, I'd say. Rabada's teeing off, didn't quite work. The numbers are certainly going up with viewership, which is great. And I think I'll watch a couple of these trying to bat, and then I'll stop. I'll have a break. Oh, but Bawanch Pandey, I'm excited too. I once saw Agar batting at number 9 straight back into there wasn't. He scored 50 plus in that test match. The first test match should have been Singha. He scored 98 at Trent Bridge. Pretty sure I was there. Oh, it looks like you're ready to have a go. Well, South Africa about 100. You just have to wait and see whether, it shouldn't be enough. Are you going to watch England versus later night? Yes, I will. Abhishek, I will. Probably on a new link. In all fairness, I'll probably watch it on a new link. This is a bit too much in this link. This is into the third hour almost, so I'm watching on a new link. So I will send a new link out, guys, okay? I'll watch a bit of the Australian batting, and then I'll stop, then have a break. And then we'll come back about 6 p.m. Indian time. I'll have Dave Gravely from England talking about his English charges. England are favourites tonight. Have to be. Well, that's going to be interesting to see how the West Indies attack the game, because they really, can give it a crack if they want to. We'll see how they play. They can't afford to lose early matches. The West Indies, that is. But they got the table topper England to play first, so it's going to be a difficult first match. What's the time of the show right now in your city? It is 10:30 p.m. So it's 5 p.m. in India, correct? So we're down to the end of the 19th over now with Cummins bowling. Norway 2, Rabada 6. And Rabada's a nice lofted shot, but is he going to be caught? No, he's found a gap. Warner is there. Rashid, Ali, Livingston. There's a lot of good England players. Don't discount England play ruthlessly, and when these don't have this good bowling, let's see. Yeah, I would agree. England have experience plus an alarm. But Rashid's huge. Listen, we're missing Orion badly. Absolutely. Norman, have you visited countries like Saudi Arabia? Yes. North Korea? Yes. South Korea? Yes. You bet. Rashid's the only dangerous bowler. True. In terms of difficulty, is IPL at the level of World Cup? I think so. Absolutely. It's been a great beginners for all these players. Very interesting to see how Warner and Finch begin. But 8 balls. I think Samuel is not the Scott Bravo is. Yeah, it's true. They've got 7 minutes to finish this innings. They need to get the innings time. It's a bit of a worry. Sure, they could be in a bit of trouble here. Okay, so 106 off 19. I think we're going to start last day. I'm not sure. I'd love to see Chris go open. I really would. That'd be a great move, but they won't. I don't think they're going to do that. Go was too slow that day. Yeah, but it's now the real McCoy now. Yeah, it's not looking good for South Africa, but look, they might bowl out of their skin. You just don't know. Australia might implode. We don't know that. We've got to wait and see how that starts. Australia really should go 1 or 2 down for the score. But they're going to show some sort of punch in this match. Some 2 chubby women there. Abu Dhabi is where they are. Rabada can have a bit of a slog in the last over. He's facing Stark. There's a bit of pace there for him to collect and hoik. Very nice shot, Rabada. Nice on drive for what? So a single thing in there for two. They're 108, early at 120 plus. Oh. What sport is more famous in Australia, cricket or football? Football isn't soccer or rugby. Half. They're both different seasons. It's a simple answer. Honestly, players who have posted their prime should be playing as such as Warner and Gale. No. Is the entire World Cup going to be like this, slow scoring? Yes, I'd say so, Bishop. Pretty sure. Oh, that was a good shot, but Rabada got a hold of that. And it's gone for 6 too. A one-handed sort of tennis shot there. Commonwealth Bank Street between India, Australia, and England. Well, they used to be. Could be just money. Most of the games wouldn't be high scoring, but some would definitely be. Well, I think most won't be, especially when spinners are at play. So we've got 4 balls left. Yeah, tri-series are a thing of the past. Have a Sheikh Sharma, you're right. All right, guys. I'm going to... should we watch over the Australian? So maybe we should. Then it's enough. Then I'll need a break. And I'm going to go from a yellow jacket to a blue jacket. There's a catch. Is it a catch? It looks like it is. Roger's out. Brings in Shumsey with what? 2 balls left. Highest run scorer of the tournament. Carroll, why not? Wicket taker. Oh, gee. Probably one of the spinners. Shuman Singer. We're going to take a break after the innings is finished. Huh? We'll finish up, then we'll watch Australia bat. Let's finish this innings and then we'll go home. So we're going to take a break from this, guys. I'm going to wear a blue jacket, not a yellow jacket. We're going to be on a new link that I'm going to set up between West Indies and England. We'll watch that. Okay. Very tempted to watch a couple overs of Shumsey there. You happy with the new link, guys? Everyone that's here, I'm going to go to a new link. Wear a blue jacket, maybe with a white hat. Oops. But it was through like lightning. I will have a shake. You're right. $116 for 9. Then get a 4, make 120. Well, it's reasonable. So I'm going to have a break. I'm going to wear a blue jacket and a white cap. All right? Change all together. Rabada's hit a nice ball out to midfield. Looks like he's going to get 2 off that, is he? And they got 2. And I thought, why are they going upstairs? Because he was in. So South Africa look like they're 9 for 118. Yes, 9 for 118. Okay, guys. Let's have a break. I'm going to come up with a blue jacket, white shirt. If you like and share the post, subscribe. We'll see you on a new link in about maybe 3/4 of an hour time. Okay? Happy with that? Okay. Very good platform for Warner to get some form. He's true. I really want to watch an over Warner, to be honest. Be nice to watch an over Warner. 118 for 9. Highest score was Markham with 40. Then team scores from Bavuma 12, 13 Klassen and Miller 16, and Barbali got 19 on at the end, which was invaluable little knock. So 118, they just need to run a ball, really. Hemant Rowe, you were right. Very good platform, yeah, it certainly is. Stark, Hazelwood, and Sandler all took 2 wickets. Maxwell and Cummins also pitched with 1. Not a bad bowling attack. They're not having a go there. Okay. Maxwell's going on to the chat. So I'm going to set up a new look for a one that was on for. See if there's one there for. There we are. There it is. It's there. So I have now a little iconic one for. Let's see if I can get that sorted. All right. Get another one of those on. Yeah, Wade was pretty ordinary keeping up. He's not as sharp. He's not as young. He's not as exuberant. When am I coming to Dubai, Hemant Rowe? Well, I'm trying to get a flight November 1st onwards. Means I've been quarantined. Have you watched the Muckle advertisement? Yes, I have. All right, let's just stick around a little bit longer, guys. We'll just maybe see whether we can get an over or 2 in from. Oh, let me set another. Oh, shit. Okay. Create a broadcast. New broadcast. Bang, bang. Live. I'm going to go. What match is this? It's. How did I post that last one? Guys, how did I post that last one? What did I say? I said, versus West Indies. T20. That's Group 1, isn't it? And where's this match being played? Where's the next match being played? Dubai. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. How are we going with this then? England v West Indies. It's a interesting. Will Josh Inglis play any matches? He better. If they want to win this, they're going to have to put him in. For sure. Predict Warner. Warner, okay. 5 and caught. 5 runs and caught. I don't think he's going to score. Okay? Rabada will get him. 5 runs and score. That's what I'm going to ask. 5 runs. You want a prediction? I'll give you one. What's that? October the 24th? Or 23rd it is. Okay. There it is. I've just uploaded the new thumbnail and a link. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so be ready for it. There will be a new link for the next match. Okay, this will end at some point. And Harshwell thinks he'll get 50. I don't think he will. So at this point in time, we've got another link coming up very shortly, guys. Okay. Should I wait for the ball or not? Okay, that's the question. Okay. All right. So not sure whether we're going to get enough. See what they're going to bet. Will Josh Philippe play any match? No, he's not. Josh Philippe's not in the thing, so he's not there. So the second innings resumes, you're saying? And watch Warner score runs or not score runs. That's the question. Then after that, we go to a new link, guys. I'll be sending a new link for the England-West Indies match. So watch out on your YouTube. Make sure you hit the notifications button. Okay. Notification button on my YouTube channel, and we'll be able to get the next one to come up very soon. Now, it's 1 over of this. Let's just see what happens. I wanted to try to hit the ball. It hasn't gone very far. Nitin Mignon. Warner's going so for the runners. Oh, Jesus, he's lucky. Could easily run out for a duck. Well, he's got 1 run today. So far. Very, very shaky start. First ball was not a 6. He hit it. He just very luckily made the crease, actually. Oh, my God. Oh, that was very... Finch almost got that first ball. Oh, it's awful to watch. There's no certainty about the Australian batting lineup at all out there at the moment. A lot of uncertainty. Incredible amount of uncertainty. Almost popped the ball. Oh, Rabada should dive. Why didn't Rabada do a massive dive? And from thinking very, very shaky. I'm sorry. Very, very, very shaky indeed. It's a bit scary, actually, how shaky he looked then. Yeah, very low score indeed. This is going to be awful, what the effort. Oh, I still have watched a couple of overs of this. Very shaky looking. Let's be honest, it looks very, very shaky. Very, very shaky. Oh, I just want to watch a little bit of this and see if this. Dave on with this bloody stupid stuff. Tell something about yourself, Norm. Ranger. I've talked about it before. Australian, 57 years of age. Love my cricket. Have been involved with media for cricket for 15 years. Had my own show called Through the Eyes of a Cricket on 5 years ago. Some 30 episodes now. Been involved with the YouTube channel. As you've heard, 90,700. Play a bit of cricket myself. Love the SCG 11. Have travelled a lot. 103 countries. Big lover of travel. Oh, Warner's looking very, 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 very shaky. Very shaky. So I'm going to give it just an over a 2. I mean, Australia can take their time because they're facing a low score, but they can't dig themselves a hole at the same time. So they're 1 for 2 going into the second over. It's certainly taking their time, aren't they? Tomorrow practice something that'll be great, mate. Ashram Shabia, that's coming. Gale scored 100 against England at the previous World Cup. Yeah, he's capable. GG for Australia. Go. A lot of dot balls here. A lot of dot balls. Mark Wood, Lockie Ferguson, Norgay, Stark, Riley Meredith are probably the most impressive in this format. Norgay is certainly up there. A bit of a wide delivery there from Norgay, unnecessarily. Well, it would have been a good ball to a right-hand batsman. Yes, I have. I live in Sydney, Coogee Beach, Sydney, Australia. Where are you from, Ranger? What country are you from? Yeah, they're not exactly taking advantage of it. They've got to bat. Australia should be batting in a manner that they get past this score after 10 overs. That's what they should be doing. Coldfire, how much a full match watch along someday? Well, I am kind of, aren't I? If I were to permanently move to another country, what would it be? It would be some of the subcontinent, and India or Sri Lanka, something like that. Norjay has just taken a wicket. Who's he got? He's got Finch out, I think. Not a good start from Australia, I'm afraid to say. Aaron Finch has got out for a duck. Oh boy. Caught at deep third man. Set him up, I think. Well, if Mitch Marsh and Warner go quickly, Australia have to rely once again on Warner. Hmm. Shame on Warner for creating pressure. Yeah, I have to agree with that too. Australia, the biggest superpower in cricket, is back in form. No, they're not. Rohan Kohli, just be careful there. Oh, Jesus, that was not the sort of shot you play first by a very woolly little shot out of them. Ah, Jesus. There's a fair bit of pace on that ball. From Norja, I'll tell you what. I know why Norja's got two hats. All right, guys, it's 11:04. We're into the third over now. They're 1 for 4. Awful. Warner's exploded. And, okay, at least he's now on 6, so that 5 that I predict is wrong. It wasn't a great shot, but it wasn't a great delivery either. Okay, so I'm just updating a few things here. Okay. I'll forward this to a few people. Let's see how we go. Yeah, it's a hard one to try. It's normally asleep. No, I'm not asleep. I'm actually doing something down here. Sorry, guys. I'm not asleep. I'm just trying to update some information there. I'm just actually just looking at this. Hang on a sec, guys. Just give me a sec. Galton, Conto, Bellows, Nourish. Just forwarding this on to a few people and we'll stop. Here's a palm. Okay. All right, so how are we going with the score? I'm going to pick your 4 semi-finals of the World Cup. My 4 semi-finals are England, West Indies, India, Pakistan. That's it. No questions asked. So look at the scores here. Then I'm Mitchell Marsh seems to have gotten away with it. Very streaky. 1 for 16 Warners on 10 for 12. Okay. All right, looks like Warner's. Josh Hazelwood bowled well, then bowled. Okay, guys, I'm going to cut the thing. Looks like Australia are going to scrape their way through this. Warner's batting okay, he's on 10. So the India-Pakistan match is tomorrow. We know that. But before that, we've got 2 matches. We've got the England versus West Indies match, which I've sent a link that's out there. And tomorrow I'll have one there for the Sri Lanka match against Bangladesh. But the big one, the huge one, is India versus Pakistan. We all know that. We'll be all there ready to watch that. And we'll take a lot of note from that, actually. Warner's on 10. This bowling suits Australia very well. It's really unrealistic. MS Dhoni, pot star cast. Okay. I'm sure what's going on there with that comment, but so all of you, I've got a link which will be for England versus West Indies next. So this match, I'm going to end my broadcast because I've got a bit of a break between the two, which is I'll continue to talk about the Australia-South Africa match on that, by the way. Oh, Mitchell Marsh is not at all, but Tony, would you be in your same? Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to see each other on the other link, okay? Same group. Get ready for the next link, which will be starting in 19 minutes. Good night. We'll see you on that one, okay? All the best, guys. Thanks for joining. View, like, and share the post. Subscribe. Hit the notification button. I'll come live in 19 minutes on the other link, okay? My LinkedIn and my Instagram.